Hello there, and welcome back.
What is this place?
Disconnected.
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 Disconnected. Disconnected.
Disconnected.
Disconnected.
Disconnected.
Disconnected.
Disconnected.
Disconnected.
Disconnected.
I'm starting to feel disconnected.
You have reached a number that has been disconnected.
Hey all, and welcome to a live Thursday night this week with two of my favorite people to listen to every week. We've got Gentry Austin and Casey Scott from the Sin Syndicate podcast. Welcome, gentlemen. How are we?
We're all right. I'm great. I have a screwdriver. I'm ready to go.
That's exactly what the night needed tonight. It's been a hell of a week out there, huh?
Yes, it has.
Suddenly, very, very, very serious immediately.
yes. On a somber note, we're starting on a somber note tonight. Yeah. Thank God for the movies. Gotta tell you, thank God for the movies. We need a little escapism. So.
Escapism indeed. So yes, clearly my big thing for you guys tonight is the Sin Syndicate podcast. Everybody needs to be listening to the show in an elevator pitch. How do you tell people what the show's about, Gentry?
Well, it's about the golden age of sexploitation. It is about low budget, mostly 60s and 70s, erotic films, sometimes violent films. That's my elevator pitch. Casey, you do it better than me.
Oh wow, elevator pitch. Okay, so the elevator pitch is the Sin Syndicate.
I would just read my little description that I have in our.
Yeah, you usually write intros, and you didn't write one tonight because you're off duty. So, his intros are perfect, and he always surprises us with them because I never know what they are until we start
always great.
Yeah. So, and I always mute because my reactions would probably not be great. An elevator pitch is like sexploitation is such like a loaded term. It covers a lot of territory, but yeah, we talk about the various figures in history behind adults only films of the 60s and 70s, mostly focus on America, but we've also taken jaunts over to Japan, and we'll probably do some more international trips in 2026, but we like to dive deep into movies. So essentially, I mean, one of our episodes on one movie could be like 2.5 hours because we like covering everything. We like talking about the filmmakers, where they are now, their weird backstories. Everyone has an interesting story.
Yeah.
So yeah,
our early ones were actually kind of short. I looked back the other day.
They were.
We had a couple like hour 15 ones, and I was just like, wow, what happened to those days?
We hadn't found the flow. Also, you know what? We didn't have. I think we didn't. So we started diving deeper. I think
that, and we started doing a little bit longer intros. Actually, we only started doing that recently, but yeah, I mean, even those early ones though, I think the movies that we covered, I think an hour was enough for some of those. Like there wasn't really much more to say about some of them.
Sin Syndicate is fine for an hour. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Rent a Girl maybe 75-80 minutes. Yeah.
All that to say, one of the main reasons why I wanted the Sin Syndicate on the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, check out someone'sfavoriteproductions.com. We wanted them involved because you guys have one of the most well-researched, interesting podcasts that is a true deep dive, as you said, into not just the films or analyzing the film itself, but the stories behind the films. And primarily, it's one of the more difficult genres to research because there were so many pseudonyms. There were so many people that were using essentially like doing business as names in every form of this business because they needed to hide behind a front for many of this. And to hear those stories and to hear about the missing copyrights and the Casey, completely breaking down, opening Wikipedia pages and fixing things and IMDb credits. It is always a joy to listen to.
Going to the NYPL to look at homicide bureau records from New York in 1981 and not finding what I needed and almost bursting into tears. Yeah. Yeah. When we go the distance, or we try to anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it is a lot. It is a hell of a lot. But anyway, it's great. Everybody needs to check it out. I strongly recommend, and I don't know if everybody's like this, but I know with me, if I suddenly get, we'll say, hyperfixated is probably the best way to say that. Hyperfixated on a show, I will go back and listen all the way from episode 1. Sin Syndicate is one that is the easiest to do that for, and also the most rewarding, I would say, because as you say, you've grown since then. There's been some changes, but I mean, then it's really cool to hear the whole journey. And one of the big payoffs recently was getting Miss Lisa Petrucci from Something Weird to show up on the show. How was that for you guys? How did you feel the episode went?
Went great. Dream come true. Like we said at the beginning of that episode, it was just like when we first started this podcast, we knew we wanted her on at some point.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of waiting for that right moment. And with this Dave Friedman collection coming out, that felt like the perfect time because, Dave was a huge part of starting Something Weird Video. Well, I shouldn't say starting it, but helping kind of push them to the next level a little bit. Would you agree, Casey?
Yeah, well, absolutely. And then he connected them to Novak and Cressy. And I mean, that opened the door to get actually legitimate releases of these films, which they were not doing.
But Lisa is great. I mean, she understands what we're doing. Like, we never really set out to, this isn't a Something Weird podcast. It just happened that about 90% of what we cover is stuff that came out through Something Weird, just because they put out such a variety of sexploitation movies and exploitation movies. So she's great. We're gonna try to have her on every year if we can.
Well, and not to put you on the spot, Casey, you both talked about this on the episode, but I'd love to hear, especially you for a moment, why is Something Weird important to you? What did they mean for your history?
Well, I mean, I was in high school when I started watching Something Weird. So part of it was the lure of the forbidden. That was like my introduction to dirty movies. Was essentially like, oh, like space thing. That's sexy, And so, even I knew I was gay in high school, but I was still like, oh, there's something very titillating and like forbidden about this stuff. Very much so, yes. I have my favorites that I lust after on the podcast frequently, like William Rotsler and Foreman Shane.
The Rotsler love has been great.
Love Rotsler. Oh my God. Yes, love Rotsler. I mean, once I started getting into Something Weird and I started watching movie after movie after movie, I just became fascinated with the catalog. I said, well, if everything I'm watching is interesting and is so different from one another, then I need to dive deep and just watch everything. So
our friend Chris from Two in the Pink, who says gay?
Very much so. As the day is long.
That's the other nice thing, like riffing off.
Though I love Ushi, but
like a lot of these movies are shorter, so you can blaze through a director's filmography pretty quickly. Some of them,
except Sarno. Sarno is long, but Mahon you could probably do in like 12 hours, maybe. No, maybe a little longer.
Don't even. I mean,
I wouldn't recommend it.
That'd be all.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. You will have brain damage.
Yes.
That would be a day. So we will dive deep into sexploitation after the announcements tonight, and more about the show and more about the sex film industry as a whole. In terms of that was a weird way to say the word "whole" there. And as far as the sex film industry on physical media right now, we're going to talk about a handful of companies that you can buy stuff from, how things are doing, some odd trends, maybe.
For you, Ryan.
Interesting. Yeah, okay, and I will try to answer them. But lots to cover tonight. First off, we talked about the Lisa thing. Anything else you guys would like to talk about coming up? You're in the middle of a big Q&A episode right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're in the middle of it because we didn't have a choice. We ended up talking for 4 hours.
Alex's fault. I blame Alex at DeSanto.
All three of us. I think it's because when you get the three of us together, we love to talk.
Yeah.
With Gentry, it's Casey and Alex DeSanto, our unofficial third co-host, who I love to death. When we get together, it's a wrap. Like you can't give us a time limit. It will not happen. So yeah.
So we got
thank
part
you,
2
Jeffrey.
will come out next week. Jeffrey asked a question. I think we covered his. Yeah, so Jeffrey asked a question that's in part 1. His was the Howard Hughes one, which was actually a really good question.
That's a good question. Yes, that was a good question.
I will let that be a tease. If you want to know what the hell Howard Hughes has to do with sexploitation, give our episode a listen.
Right.
Wonderful tease.
Yes.
And anything else coming up that you want to shout out?
Well, Gentry, we don't need to say the names, but do we want to, we had some news today. I don't know if you want to reveal that. You don't want to? Okay.
The facial change.
Are we saving that for our show?
Falling through, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's listen. Let's just say
I'm scared of getting.
You'll be hearing more from the Sin Syndicate in 2026 on some releases.
I guess we could just say that oh man, this past week has been kind of crazy for us. Things really being announced that we kind of didn't know were going to be announced so fast. But I think we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah,
I didn't know what the street date. I didn't know what the street date was. I was I didn't. I don't even know. Yeah,
Lisa's been kind of tooting our horn and supporting us just by like throwing our name out there. Like, hey, if you want a commentary on something that nobody else is gonna do a commentary on, and they will. So I think we got some more commentaries coming.
That's incredible. I'll have to ask you which one specifically after.
Yes, we'll tell you. Well, I will. Gentry's superstitious, but I will say I think it's for Gentry and I. That's what I like about our podcast, not to glaze ourselves, but I like I like the fact that we can discuss movies that maybe seem like, well, this is so standard and this is so boring, but the stories about them are so interesting. Like I think like for something like Hot Nights on the Campus, which we covered, or Less in the Flesh, like the reviews of those on Letterboxd are not great, but they're made with such interesting people, and they star Gigi Darlene and other interesting actresses. Right. So, if something like the Sexploiters and Raw Love, which we're doing, maybe that's something that other people wouldn't find interesting enough to talk about. We had difficulty restricting ourselves to the running time of the movie. So that's always a good problem to have, honestly.
As somebody that hires people for commentaries and edits their commentaries, that is such a better problem to have than I hired somebody for a commentary that's a 2-hour film. I got a file that was 23 and a half minutes. And I was like, I think you forgot something. He was like, this is all I got.
Yeah.
So, we've talked about that on the podcast.
When one of the companies was talking to us about doing a commentary, they were like, just let us know, the different timestamps for when you need us to start your audio. I'm like, what do you mean? We're just going to talk through the whole thing.
We're nonstop. Breaks. We're good to go.
That's a commentary. That's what it should be.
Right. That's what it's supposed to be. Right. Exactly. So we didn't take breaks. We powered right through. It helps that the movies are short, but then it is kind of like, okay, we need to hit this point before it ends. But I think we do pretty well, Gentry. If I do say so myself.
Yeah, and we'll only get better. So
I can't wait.
So
yes.
I know that we were going to mention something from the Two and the Pinku guys. Did you want to shout that out right now?
Yes. So this is Thursday. Sunday at American Cinematheque, 10 p.m. in Los Angeles, they are screening the film Rewind, which is the Sato film, which was just restored. And I got to tell you, the only Sato movie I'd seen was Muscle. I'd never seen any of his other films other than Muscle, because Muscle is fantastic. Rewind made me a believer. I love Rewind so much. And to see it restored on the big screen is going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be a mind blower. So I absolutely recommend 10:30, or I think it's 10:30. What time? I think it's 10. Chris is in the chat. It's a late night screening.
I don't think they're screening it. I think that they're just...
No, they are going to be there though. Yes. And you want to meet them, so they will be there.
They're not hard to find either.
No. They should be hosting it. I'll say that.
Should be, yeah.
They should be hosting it.
Let me just say, Casey giving high praise to Sato right now is so funny, because just a few months ago, Casey was bitching about
Thank you, Chris.
this pink line taking all this stuff off the
pushing my Sexploitation calendar. Yes,
so
exactly.
If he's psyched for it, then it's good.
Yeah. I'm obsessed, and because of them, I'm into pink film. I'm obsessed with so much different Nikatsu stuff and shot on video stuff now. So yeah, it's a whole new world, and this is a good first one if you've never seen a pink film, for sure.
So 10 p.m. and LA, and what's the venue on that one again? I totally spaced already.
American Cinematheque.
Oh, and do we know, because there's 3 theaters, do we know which one it is?
I think it's the Egyptian. I believe it's the Egyptian.
They got the big one for that? God damn,
I believe it's the Egyptian. Yes. Chris will correct me if not. And he describes it as thinking of Peeping Tom with family and video. Yeah, I got into a fight with someone on Reddit who said they would not describe it as a horror movie and they thought that that was misrepresenting the film. It is very horror. It is very 80s shot on video, grungy, but yeah.
It's at LF3. It's at the Los Feliz 3 theater. So go check out LF3.
Thank you, Chris.
Incredible.
Thank you.
God, that sounds great. I would love to see Rewind on a big screen with a bunch of people that loves that stuff.
I want to see the audience reaction because that's the thing. When I did my series in New York, we showed hardcore films. So seeing those and seeing an audience react to those really well and then want to talk about them after is very rewarding. It's like, oh my God, new fans. This is fantastic. So if this goes over well with the audience, I look forward to hearing feedback from the Pinku guys and how it went.
Same. I can't wait to hear that podcast episode where they cover it.
Me too. Yeah.
For you guys, before we go into pickups and recent watches and all that, Raymond's got a question, and I'm gonna tune this to you a little bit. What sexploitation films do you hope get a big boutique release over the next year or two?
I don't want to answer
Gentry
this
go first.
because we cover this
Gentry.
in the Q&A.
So how about we highlight maybe one
Gentry.
each, and then have them come listen to the show for the rest of them?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Yes, I think that's fair.
All right, go Casey.
Smoking Flesh. Our question was which something weird movies would we want an upgrade for? I say Smoking Flesh. It's a really terrific 1968 New York black and white film. Very little plot, but so much style. And it takes place in like one apartment and like a pot party, and there's like a biker. It's so stylish and beautiful, and I'd love to see that restored. It's very underrated.
The opening scene in that is a guy, right? A
It's
drug
on the
dealer riding a motorcycle in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And this awesome garage rock song is playing. It's just it's a
so
great.
good.
If I could recommend probably one of the if I could recommend something a sexploitation film, that would probably be one of the top 5. It's just easy to get into.
Yeah.
But anyways, my
directed by Joseph Mangine, who became a very well-known cinematographer, and he wrote like the book on cinematography. So obviously, very beautifully done film.
Yeah. Well, on that note, then, how about some
I
pickups?
didn't tell mine.
Oh, that's right. I thought you
now you wanna
hijacked it
talk,
at the end
Gentry.
there. I'm sorry.
Well, Alex DeSanto is leading me with his comment there.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you might have seen that AGFA did this Herschel Gordon Lewis Kickstarter, they're going to be doing a bunch of new restorations.
Yep.
And we are involved with the first one that was announced, The Pill, The Girl That Bodied the Pill, and Blast Off Girls. I want them to do Miss Nymphet's Zappin'. It's this absurd comedy film that Herschel made in the early 70s. And it's him doing a very sexy version of laughing,
Right.
Basically.
the best, worst jokes you've ever heard. Casey's like,
But
no,
that
they're good
cast.
jokes. Yeah.
No, well, listen, they're
crazy
bad,
cast.
but they're good. Yeah, it's funny because great cast, and they're all having a blast. Like when you're working in sexploitation, and at that point when it's on the brink of hardcore, and you're just asked to show up, get naked, and do comedy, that's like a dream for like models like Debbie Osborne and Bambi Allen and Dixie Donovan. It's like, oh, I just need to take my clothes off and do like little skits. This is great. I'm here for
Get
it.
paid?
And get paid. I mean, it's so much fun. It's just a lot of fun. And I that's another one. The Letterbox reviews.
Yeah, everybody's like,
Y'all need to get your act together because this just go with it. Just go with it. I feel like I say that for a lot of sexploitation, but seriously, just go with it. You know.
And let me say, I posted a clip from that movie on my Instagram a long time ago, and Mr. Sean Baker retweeted it or reblogged it, whatever, and it blew up. And then I got all these weird followers, and then Instagram banned me. So I love you, Sean. Come back to us,
please.
But please don't. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what happened. We got like all these weird followers, and then I think we got like on the algorithm's radar because of that. And
weird.
They saw some posts and they thought we were selling drugs or something. It was weird.
Yeah.
But anyways,
selling.
I did see. I saw
because
someone
I put a
mention in the
hashtag
comment.
drugs in one of my posts.
Oh, don't do that again. Don't do that again.
because it was a
because if you're looking for
drugsploitation
#drug
movie.
on the internet, it's for nefarious purposes. So don't do that.
Yeah.
That's like doing #nudity. You're asking for it. Yeah. What are you doing? #sex. Don't do that.
All right,
yeah.
Let's get into these pickups.
All right.
Well,
so
yeah. Let's do that. Yeah.
Go ahead, Casey. What do you got? I know you got a bunch of show.
No, because I saw because I have the comments going, which is probably against my. I probably shouldn't, but someone mentioned they also wanted to see Year of the Yahoo. I co-sign that. I love Year of the Yahoo. That one doesn't get enough love either. I think it's way better than This Stuff Will Kill You, which we got stuck with on the Arrow box set. Year of the Yahoo is terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Pickups, Casey. Let's get into your stack.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, okay. So are we keeping it to 5?
You can list 38 and we will all be excited.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick to, no, I'm not going to stick to Sexploitation. Well, let's just say, if y'all haven't bought Hyena in the Safe from Cellular Dreams yet, you need to buy this. This is one of the releases of the year. Yes, this movie is so good. People talk about Forgotten Jolly. Most of the movies on those releases by Vinegar Syndrome are forgotten for a reason. This is a masterpiece. You need to buy this. Yeah. It's fantastic.
The story about how the story behind the villa that they use is detailed in the special features, and what's his name? The guy who runs Celluloid Dreams. I forgot his name.
Guido Henkel.
Guido. Yeah, he talks
How
about.
How did I just remember that? That is such a specific.
But he's great.
It's
Bruce,
really
I love that movie too. Yeah.
The villa is amazing. It's like a character in itself.
It is. I also picked up. So Vinegar Syndrome had a sale, a partner month, and so I played catch up on AGFA stuff. So I got all the Doris Wishmans finally.
Nice.
But I also got Dracula the Dirty Old Man because our buddy Dennis Campa, Mr. Sexploitation, who we love and we've had on the show with his wife Melinda Bellis, does a commentary on this. I do enjoy this movie. Don't love it, but I enjoy it. I also finally got my Black Emanuel box set, and this, listen, Laura Gemser. I usually like a more full-figured woman, like Ushi or more Zoptic women. Yep. Laura is my queen. I love Laura Gemser. So excited to watch that. But the big one that I was excited about is in this brown wrapper, like a proper dirty movie. So
can you show this?
My friend,
I don't know if you can show this.
I know there's no nudity on it.
Okay.
He's classy. What are you talking about?
He's classy.
Mark Murray is classy. So Mark Murray at Ultra Flesh Archives did an incredible collection called Wild Heart, the Leslie Winston collection. It's limited 500, and he's running out of copies. Gorgeous restored 8mm loops. Loops deserve love too. Leslie Winston does a commentary on it with Mark. There's a lot of good stories on it. Gorgeous packaging. I love it. I've watched it twice. So, yeah.
I still need to pick that up. I posted the announcement and meant to pick it up, and my computer crashed, so I lost the tab. I need to go back to it.
Yes, go back. Because, Mark has advised they're running low. And so when he sells out, he can move on to the next project. And he has a lot of interesting projects lined up for 26. So, once this one's done, move on to the next one. Yeah.
He and I were messaging, and he is the real deal. He's got a lot of stuff in mind.
Mark. Love Mark. Yeah, he's fantastic. He's Mr. Rudy Ray Moore. And so he's giving that much love and attention he gave to Rudy to 8mm, which nobody else is doing. So I'm very happy that he's as dedicated as he is.
Cool. Mr. Austin, what have you been getting?
That's it for you, Casey? All right.
Seems like it.
You know me. I could go on forever. I'm restricting myself. We got a lot to cover.
Let me fly through these. All right.
Yeah.
This was a Casey recommendation. So we went
the Kidnapped Poet is good.
This was Casey's very first Something Weird video was
Axe was the first one I bought when I was 13 years old.
Yep. And so this is a Severin, but I haven't gotten my actual Severin order yet. But I don't think
many people have.
No, that's okay.
I did.
I'm not.
I don't know how, but
special.
I did.
Okay. Yeah.
The last one I did not get for months, so I think I was owed.
I haven't seen Kidnapped Coeds either, and I'm really curious to hear this whole. I don't know anything about Frederick Friedel. Is that how you say it? I know there's a good story there, but
go in blind, knowing as little as possible.
Anything. Yeah.
They're so great. They're so good.
So let me
and those
just
were
say,
rescued from Novak, so
yeah,
yeah.
those are a
Yep.
rare Harry
Major reason
Novak
to celebrate.
that's on disc right now. Harry
Novak gets covered a lot on the podcast,
Yes.
by the way.
For better or worse,
Because
in positive and negative
yeah.
ways. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just want to say, you know, everybody was psyched about the VS and the Severin sales. You know where the real deals were? MVD. This whole stack is pretty much from MVD.
Love MVD. Yes.
Look at this. Even Miss Lisa's here watching.
Miss Lisa. Oh, Lisa, the real queen.
The real
Lisa.
queen.
None of us would be here if it wasn't for Lisa, and I've told her that, you know.
Literally wearing her shirt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to have Lisa on my show too at some point.
Yes, Bruce, I have to say, remember when I lived at home and you lived in Maryland, we never met, but we did talk on the phone 25 years ago. Yes. We've known each other for a quarter century, Bruce. How old do you feel now?
Yeah.
And
It's a
Nathaniel
solid
Thompson.
question.
Yeah.
OGs.
Yeah.
OGs.
The
in
OGs,
the game.
yeah.
We got What the Peeper Saw.
Nice.
Nice. I've never seen that.
Britt Eklund. Yep. It's I think most people consider it a giallo. Giallo adjacent. I haven't seen it for a little while, so I'll pick that up. And then I'm gonna where did we go? So we talked about hiding in the safe. I
Yes.
also got Gestapo's Last Orgy. This was like $9.99.
It was so cheap the other day.
These things away
Wow.
Yeah.
because people don't want to buy it
I
because
think
they're
I do.
scared.
Yes. I
Anything
think I
with
do
like a
like that
Nazi
one.
symbol, they're like, oh my god, I can't buy something with a Nazi symbol on
You
it.
can't
Right.
buy them on Amazon. You have to buy them direct from the distributor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, guys,
Yeah.
you're not endorsing Nazism when you buy a movie about a
Right.
Exploitation movie. But yeah,
Mhm.
there's so
It's quite good.
there is something really interesting on here that I want to watch, which is an extra about our boy that we talked about recently, the composer of the soundtrack for Voluto Nero, aka Black Velvet, which
Oh,
is in the Laura Gemser
yes.
box set. There is a Remembering Alberto Baldin Bembo special feature on here, which I need to watch ASAP because it's relevant to something I am working on.
Nice.
I love him though. His soundtracks are so good. He also did Strip Nude for Your Killer, which finally got reissued. His soundtracks
great
are
one.
always good, but they haven't been.
That's not
Is that
Bembo.
not?
No.
Who
It's,
is that?
It's some other Italian guy. I can't remember his name.
Are you gonna make me Google this?
Go ahead. Alberto Bembo.
No.
He didn't do
He
that
did
many.
Voluto Nero.
Yeah, he didn't do that
trying to
many. He
think
was
of who else he
mostly
did.
he was a
Oh,
singer. He's a huge
Bruce.
singer in Italy. He did a bunch of pop songs. So yeah.
Totally didn't
anyways.
remember that. Yeah,
Yep,
Bruce.
from
So
the-
you got two movies from the same director.
Yep. So I
That's
got
fun.
those two. I'm trying to fly through here.
Underrated director.
I hate this movie, but I bought it because I'm gonna see if I can change my mind. This is Jess Franco's The Bloody Judge, aka
Mhm.
Night of the Blood Monster.
Yeah.
No comment from anybody.
Well,
Not
that's
really.
when I think everyone was excited to see uncut, and then when they saw it uncut, it was like, oh, can we get a sense like a cut version because it's really long, and like, can we just let's get to the meat and the
Yep.
potatoes of the movie. I would rather see the AIP version, honestly, to see what they did with it.
I have
Yeah.
a like ranked Jess Franco list with like 150
right.
movies that I've seen. I think this is like at the very bottom. So
Dang.
I'll see if I can bump that up.
I don't know about that, but
I'm gonna skip that one. But
Laurent
yeah,
Laurent Omanzik in Germany says it's just Franco, just another Zoom.
that's rude.
Yes.
That's so rude.
yes,
Here's
no
another
meaningful
Franco.
zooms in that movie though.
Cecilia,
Another Franco.
I need to
which
rewatch
is
that.
amazing. I was kind of holding out on this one because there's a couple of different versions, but the other version is on here. The Aberrations. I'm not going to read the title. Aberrations Sexuales. It's the Spanish version of the same movie, but
Yep.
very good movie. Another Franco. We got Death Packs a Suitcase.
Got a Franco
Oh, I need
month
to
for
see
you.
that
Nice.
too. Yeah,
This
love
is a
Franco.
classic Kino Lorber style where it's like, ooh, nice packaging, slipcase, and then the special features just like single audio commentary, nothing
Right.
else. Yeah.
Who's it by?
Not gonna say. I don't want to get you riled up.
Oh, enough said. Enough said.
Here's another Kino
Mhm.
Lorber. We got a little pre-code. You might not know that about me. I'm a really big pre-code fan.
You too. I didn't know that about you either, Gentry.
Couple Sylvia Sidney movies.
Learning everything tonight.
The Ladies of the Big House is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very early woman in prison movie. I've already the nice thing about these is like I can watch the audio comment or I can watch the audio commentary like right after them because they're like an hour long. So it's like, hey, let's listen to David Del Valle and Stan Schaefer.
Oh, David, I love David.
And I'm gonna cruise through these. I got 3 raw. I got 4 raw videos. Raw, I love that Kino is doing the raws now because they're just so much. They're easier to pick up in my my Kino sale order. So I got a bunch of Fernando de Leo movies that I haven't seen. The Seduction.
Good director.
Madness.
Madness is good. Loren Dessel and Joe D'Alessandro.
And I should have tied this back to this is the Black this is the Voluto Nera episode. So I got an early movie by the director of that, which Brunello Rondi. Super interesting guy. If you want to go through an interesting filmography, go through Brunello Rondi's, which is everybody knows him for The Demon. You've probably heard that, or it was in the full core box set. The Demon.
Yes,
Wolf.
the one with what's her face? I forget. Yes, it's great. Terrific movie. Yeah, but, it's not Dahlia Lavi, is it? No.
Yes, that's her. Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's her best performance. She's terrific in that. Yeah.
Yep. And here's another Brunello Rondi, Riot in a Women's Prison. So
that one's good too.
Women's prison movie.
Damn, Gentry.
I'm trying to watch all Brunello Rondi's movies because I love Black Velvet so much, and which stars my favorite woman in the world, Annie Bell. So
another one that's been covered multiple times.
And co-stars one of my favorite women in the world, Laura Gensler.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the meeting of the Emmanuels. Yeah, let's go through the 88 real fast. Golden Lotus.
I need to see that one.
Yeah.
Again, these were like dirt cheap.
I haven't ordered from them in so long.
So keep an eye on MVD.
Oh, MVD. Really?
We got Facets of Love, which is like kind of an erotic anthology from Shaw Brothers.
They are doing the erotic stuff too. I wondered about that. Okay.
Definitely
good stuff in that library.
Blue Jean Monster. I've heard good things about this.
Same.
I have too. Yeah. I might have a fan subbed version of that I should watch. That's okay. Love
Blood
that movie.
and Diamonds. I know Casey's a big fan of that. Yep. It's a
big fan. Yep.
Let's see, a Teshi movie with Barbara Boucher. It's like it's more or less like a spiritual sequel to Caliber 9, if you've seen Caliber 9. But this is a lot more somber. Very interesting.
Yes. And it has a great disco song in it too. Barbara Boucher dances in like a little fringe bikini to this disco song I need badly.
Yeah, I immediately went to Spotify. I'm like, is this on Spotify?
I don't think it's available. Yeah. My next holy grail.
One Last Franco, another movie I hate. Golden Temple Amazons.
Yikes! Yeah, yikes. Not great.
But it was like $5.99. Can't say no.
Nice endorsement.
Yes.
I could still say no to $5.99. I could buy.
Sorry, was that long?
I'm
done.
I could buy a Colt 45 for that.
That's true.
I would rather have the Colt 45.
So knowing it was you two, I planned on pulling out a couple things that are going to be way out of left field compared to all of that. So specifically, I am a marching band kid at heart, and I got the Aquabats Super Show in. And the Aquabats is an incredible ska band, and this is like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers kind of like. It's great. It's so much fun. I got in the Godzilla -1 Deluxe Edition. This thing is beautiful, and most of it is only in Japanese and cannot be read.
That's kind of,
like,
you know what?
10 versions
in
of
the
that
pink
now,
world that's like that too.
Yep.
10 like weird unofficial versions of that, and there's still no U.S. release.
No, that's a U.S. release. This is from the U.S. It's just in Japanese for most of it. Yeah. There's a handful of U.S. releases of it, funny enough. And then this coming from the Disconnected Discord, this has been a big talk of recent major releases, and just want to show people this in person. The Wrong Turn German 4K media book box set is ludicrous.
Wow.
Why would you do that?
I didn't know you were a masochist also, Ryan.
Sometimes, yes.
Learning a lot about you today.
Speaking of that, two things.
Love the first one, but yeah, I haven't seen the sequels.
2 things left to show that I'm a little less of a masochist. One is the brand new issue of the Physical Media Advocate just came out this week. We're going to talk about that tonight. Love this cover. Brand new Mad Max Fury Road cover.
Great cover.
And then this book, The Dark Side of Disney. Found this and knew that I had to have it. It is by Leonard Kinsey, as you can see there. Really, I probably should not flip through most of this, actually. There's
really?
Yes.
Is it Bear Manor Media?
It is not Bear Manor. This is Bamboo Forest Publishing.
Bamboo Forest, okay.
And it's there will be more to come on that book itself. But yeah, that is The Dark Side of Disney and all my pickups for this week. Well, other than what you're covering on the podcast, what have you been watching lately, Gentry?
Oh yes. I think I said this on the podcast as well. Like, I feel like I'm in my Sam Deegan mode where everything I'm watching is like related to something I'm researching or working on
Same.
that I don't want to talk about or can't talk about. But let me whip up. Oh, what I have been watching is kind of a break. Is I've been going through a bunch of the Joe D'Amato, late '80s, '90s film raj stuff he did, kind of like the erotic thrillers that everybody seems to hate or just hasn't seen.
This is crazy because people will simp for Ghost House like it's
like
good.
The Hyena.
I haven't seen
that. I need to see that. I do need to see.
Like he did.
We're on the disc. Check it out. It's great.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, I see. You're promoting yourself.
Well,
so
you wouldn't be on the release of something that's bad, right? I mean, you'd be on some only releases of something that's good. Yeah.
I gotta say, I find it a personal achievement that I found a way in a visual essay to put in a video of 2 hyenas fucking, and I can die now.
Oh, funny.
Wow. I want to see the rest of your bucket list because
that's why I said it.
That's really wild.
Anything else, Gentry?
He did like the 11 Nights, 11 Days, 11 Nights, which was like a big movie for him. 88 Films just did the second one. It's such a funny series because the second one is actually like the third one, and the fourth one's like came out before that. Yeah, it's one of those series that like took off so much that they were just like, we got to label everything 11 Days, 11 Nights, even though it's not related. But no, I am having a lot of fun. I love Joe D'Amato. He's a working class artist. That's all I'll say. Like go ahead and watch his like period dramas from the 80s and you'll see like he's a talented guy.
He's got an eye, that's for sure.
I don't put up with any Joe D'Amato slander.
No, neither do I. I think he's great. I mean, there are definitely movies where it seems like he's slumming, but he doesn't phone it in technically.
Right.
I think his cinematography is always good. Like, I mean, I think people keep forgetting that he shot like, he directed Death Smiles at a Murderer, and then didn't he shoot Solange? What have he done to Solange? Wasn't he the cinematographer of that? I mean, stunning movie. So yeah, I don't think he gets enough credit.
Yeah. I could go on about Joe, but yeah.
What about you, Casey? Anything you've been checking out?
I will keep singing the praises of Joe because I'm in Black Emmanuel land. So, I know that those films can be problematic. Everyone's favorite word these days. But listen.
I hate that word.
They're so good. They're so good. Joe knows what he's doing. It's the Italians have a way of commenting on violence and sexuality while also exploiting it in such a beautiful way. Cannibal Holocaust is a good example of that, where it's just like wildly violent and then judging us for watching the violence. It's total hypocrisy, but I love it. I've been watching a lot of the Black Emmanuel box set. I'll say it again, very into pink film now. And there's a lot of it on Internet Archive. So I've been downloading a lot of stuff and watching stuff. I'm obsessed with Irina Miyai. I will not stop talking about her. She's like the Barbara Stanwyck of Roman porno. So I've been trying to get everything that she's made because I'm absolutely obsessed with her.
What a title.
But yeah.
Yeah, Dakota and Chris ripped a few VHS tapes a couple weeks ago, and they did a podcast, which was a double feature. And they sent those rips to us, and I can't remember. No, Casey, you haven't watched them yet, but I think I fell asleep
watching one of them.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah. I don't know how you fall asleep watching. Well, I kind of do.
Because, come on.
Because,
but you know why?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't Zoom In Rape Apartments, and it wasn't Sex Hunter.
yeah.
So
One
it
of them
did
was a
not
groper
grab
train.
me.
Yeah, it was my first
Yeah, it
groper
did not.
train.
Was
Yeah,
your
it didn't
first
grab
groper
me.
train?
My
Nice.
first ride, yeah.
Lots of people taking that
Always
ride
remember your
recently.
first.
So here's
I
the thing
know.
about groper train. They're not all about the train.
No.
I don't know if people
No.
understand that, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's just like a setup for other
Mhm.
interesting stuff. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of it. I was on vacation, so I was watching a lot of Hallmark holiday stuff with my very straight family, and introducing my niece and nephew to Barb. He's 6. My niece is 6, and my nephew is 6. My niece is 3, and they'd never seen Pee Wee Herman. So I got them into Pee Wee Herman because I'm the best gunkle in the world.
Smart.
So now they love Grace Jones and Cher and Katie Lang and Pee Wee Herman. So I've done my job.
Nice.
So,
Wait, do you have your your mug? Casey, what's your gunkle mug?
oh, my gunkle mug. No, it's in the sink. But yes, they got me world's best gunkle, and you can't tell me nothing when I drink out of that thing. So yeah.
I'll share the continuing love for Italians and violence. I watched Torso twice over this last week,
Because
and
you're going to be talking about it, yeah.
I am, and God, do I love that movie! It is so damn good.
So good.
So many great shots. That one scene, I will go back to it so often, but the one scene in like the moor where it's all foggy is crazy.
Oh, it's like a swamp thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Where she's high and just stumbling through. Yeah.
The mud in that scene, it is such a well shot scene. Love that one. And then I got a friend in town. Zach from the Discord is here. He's in the other room watching from like 40 feet away. Hi, Zach. We rewatched Twinless from this last year. Did either of you guys see Twinless from 2025?
No, what I've heard, there's a really good sex scene in it.
It's the best thing is it's authentic. It is like there's genuine like laughing and enjoying the moment and actual good. Yes, it is so good. Love Twinless. There's Zach saying hi. Showed him. He had not seen it yet, and I thought it was super underrated from this year. Hardly anybody has seen it. So
I need to see it.
Everybody go see Twinless.
Who's in it? Who's the main actors?
Dylan O'Brien is the main actor. And then
Mhm.
James Sweeney is acting in it, but he also wrote and directed it, which for a film like that, it's kind of surprising. It's a quite subversive movie to be the writer director and then make yourself super vulnerable to star in it as well.
Yes,
Hey,
but
that happens a
also
lot in
make sure that you
Sexploitation.
cast
true.
make sure you cast yourself in a sex scene with a wildly hot man. That is
This
pure
is true.
sexploitation. Pure
And-
sexploitation. You know who did that? Rotsler did that all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is true. All right. I think that's all I got. Anything else we want to shout out before we go into the announcements?
I don't think so. I'm excited. Let's see these announcements.
Let's do it. First, just a reminder, because this happened to be the first thing from this last week. Shelf Shock Rewind is coming up. This is going to be on February 15th of this year, and you need to go in there and vote for everything from physical media from 2025. Again, you can see the link in the chat right now. You can open that in another tab. You will be able to go and vote for the entire month of January. It closes on the 31st, and there's everything from best restoration to like best commentary, best visual essays, best label, all of these things that you want to vote on. And on every single option, there's a write-in. So if you don't like any of the ones that were nominated, you can write in something else. There's a couple that have gotten a little bit of groundswell of support in the write-in. So I think for the first time in a couple of years, we have an opportunity to maybe see a write-in overtake some of the nominations, which is interesting. Because
Really?
how do you guys feel about 2025 overall in physical media? Anything that impressed you last year?
Yeah, well, I think Severin continues to knock it out of the park.
Yes.
I think they're like my favorite company, and I don't even work for them. I'm not even kissing ass. They continue to really impress me. They do a little bit of everything. So
They
love
do.
them. I will continue to advocate for Celluloid Dreams. They and the way that they only release a few releases a year, and there's so much care put into them. And Mondo Macabro, I think Mondo Macabro is always they are always digging in and discovering stuff that I've never heard of, and I know it's going to be good. Those are titles that I always will buy blind. I don't need to know what they are. I'll just buy them.
Same. Got to trust that curation.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the the Sato movies yet, but I feel like that's already like a pretty big coup for them to get that.
Absolutely.
Like so many people have been dying to get those to not watch those like VHS rips that have been floating around for ages.
Right, with bad fan subs.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
All right.
That's how I watched Rewind for the first time, and that's why I can't wait to see it restored. If I loved it that much looking like garbage, I know it's going to be just like otherworldly when I see it restored. Yeah.
All right, so that's Shelf Shock Rewind. Don't forget to vote. That's it on that. And then our first actual announcement. We found out what Iconoscope was. This is coming from Vinegar Syndrome. You can order this now on 4K, and it's 1973's Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, which I will say before anybody says anything, great movie. If you've never seen it, it is genuinely a great movie. I don't love that this is on the cover. I think that should not have been on the cover.
I don't either. I agree.
Let's, in fact, hide it with this. That is enough.
That's a better cover, actually.
It is.
So this was a TV movie, right?
It was a TV movie, yes. And
we
should say Iconoscope. Iconoscope is all going to be TV. Yeah. That's the big draw there.
But have they said if it's going to be all TV movies, or are they going to do TV series as well?
They have mentioned series, and we're also covering a series tonight that they already did this week.
Oh. Because I want them to do He and She, which is Richard Benjamin and Paula Prentice. Like, I would love for them to rescue that one season wonder, because that's really terrific. But I've been asking Shout Factory to go after it, and they've kind of patted my head and said, we'll think about it. I'm like, come on, Richard Benjamin and Paula Prentice are still alive. Let's do it while they're still alive.
Well, Dakota is petitioning for Stalked by My Doctor. I'm probably guessing that's not going to happen anytime soon from VS.
Probably not.
Come on. Hallmark, put it out. Somebody wants it. So this is going to be a 4K scan with Dolby Vision and HDR. Brand new scan.
Is that necessary?
Is it necessary? No, but it's also really cool that they're doing it.
I agree.
So we got a commentary on here with Amanda Reyes. We got a commentary that is ported over with Uncle Creepy Barton and then Jeffrey Reddick and Sean Abley. The only thing here that's new is a brand new locations featurette shot at the Newhall Mansion, which pretty damn cool. And then, of course, there's a 24-page booklet with an essay by Amanda Reyes. Yeah, good movie. Everybody should see it.
Interesting. No Kim Darby, huh?
No Kim Darby.
Bummer. That's my toxic trait, is saying, why didn't you interview this person? But
honestly,
I'm glad it's coming out. I'm glad it's coming out.
Say the same a lot.
Yeah. I listen, producing extras, I know that there's reasons why not. I just immediately think of it as a fan. I'm just like, I wonder what Kim Darby had to say about this, but maybe she didn't have anything to say. Yeah.
Guess we won't know. So the next thing, New Wave Video out of Australia, who is a fairly new label. Fairly new label. They have announced that they are coming out with a side label so that you can still feel some curation from their two lines that they're doing. And this side label is going to be called Nami Films. Nami is the word wave in Japanese. And so what they're doing, this is going to be connected to the new wave spirit of the label already. And it's dedicated to carefully curated deluxe editions of exceptional Japanese dramas, coming-of-age films, comedies, and long overlooked gems. I do like that they are separating these, even though they're new. I think that it's kind of important to set up your people looking at the label for curation and the idea of what they can expect. And so I don't think this is a bad idea. I think this will be nice. And we're going to talk about their first title on this fairly soon. Yeah.
So no Japanese erotic films. I noticed they didn't say that.
Actually, they did make sure that they said New Wave Video will continue to be the home of extreme and transgressive cinema, including horror genre, erotic, noir, controversial works, and more.
So, hence the heart means like these are more romantic, like
dramas, coming of age, comedies, and that's why they're separating them. Some people are going to want to stick to one and not the other.
Right. I'm intrigued.
We're going to be talking about a lot of Vinegar Syndrome this show because they announce things every single day, of course. And the next one is from Cinematograph. They are doing a 4K of The Gambler. And as per usual, Cinematograph, they released this, and they had a little bundle that you can get with these 2 stickers that came with it. That sold out in like 12 seconds. I'm sorry. Stickers sold out?
Yes.
The sticker bundle with this film sold out literally in like less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
It is wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. That's really crazy, but okay.
The Gambler on 4K for the first time in the world. We got a new audio commentary by Glenn Kenny. We've got a bunch of archival stuff on here. New video interview with film programmer Eric Hines. We got a new video essay from Sam Deegan comparing the 74 original and the 2014 remake. We've got some other archival extras that are on here, and then a full 26-minute interview between James Caan and Charlie Rose from 1996. 2-hour-long audio interview with the filmmaker recorded in 91. Book of new essays by Aisha Harris, Jordan Hoffman, Adam Naiman, and Scott Tobias. How do you guys feel about The Gambler?
I love James Caan. Like,
he's great.
I actually just saw Thief for the first time last year, and I don't know why I had my head buried in the sand about Thief for that long, 40 years of my life. Bruce, you're probably right. So
No, it is confirmed. Absolutely true.
Yes. And someone else in the chat mentioned that they might have preferred to see this from Fun City Editions. I feel like there's a lot of overlap between those two companies and the product that they do. And I mean, I love both of them, but yeah, I've never seen this movie, but I like what cinematograph or cinematographe, that accent is there, I think.
The accent's on the middle E, actually, not the end. It is pronounced cinematograph.
Cinematograph. Okay. Sort of like it's Melicine.
Their specialization is American films, too.
Yes, and it's a French word.
Listen, I know some tea about some nonsense with this company and Distropix, but we're not going to discuss that.
Well, maybe after we will.
Well, he wouldn't have said that if he wasn't drinking. He wouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
just
all right.
Crazy. Not great, but I do love them. I love what they're doing because these are films that I want to see restored. So
I hope they get some more able for our movies. Let me just say that. Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm serious. Why are you laughing?
Just the response in the chat and everything. This is a good time already. Let's keep going. Speaking of the French. Coming soon on Blu-ray from Kino Lorber is Shock from 1982, and in France, Le Choc. This is starring Alain Delon and Catherine Deneuve. This is supposedly pretty good. I've not seen this one. Are either of you super into French films?
I love both of them, even though they're both canceled, even though one of them is dead. Double
canceled.
I love double canceled. No, I'm very into this. I think Alain Delon is a very underrated, like, French action guy for some reason. No, I'm very intrigued. This is not one that I'd blind buy, but I definitely would want to, dig more into it to see what it is.
Yep. Curious to see this one. And next up, let's talk more about Pink films. So the third release from the Pink line from Vinegar Syndrome is Hisayasu Sato Volume 3. This is going to include, we got 3 films again this time, and this one is, let me zoom in so I can remember it. Kyrie Ellison tells the story of a socially isolated medical researcher. Then we've got Rafu Rashia. It's probably said wrong. And then we've got Turtle Vision. We got commentaries with Jasper Sharp, Pierce Conran, and James Marsh, and Amber T. We got an interview with Sato on all of them. And then we've got Shinjuku with Hisayasu. That is 27 minutes long. 40-page book with essays by the one and only Dakota Newt, who's in the chat right now. Hi, Dakota. Shout out.
Yes, cannot wait.
Amber T and Fred Barrett are all in here. Casey, you said you hadn't seen any, or you hadn't seen any of the new releases. And then Gentry, you hadn't seen any Sato yet. Was that right?
Haven't seen a
Interesting.
Gentry, I'm telling you right now, blind buys.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure I'll
just
love
blind
it.
buys automatically.
I just haven't done it.
Yeah. Automatically.
And, I mean,
those are ones that I would recommend without hesitation.
Dakota and Chris are always like, they make grown white men cry. So, that's me.
I think straight white men cry, probably. Right. I didn't cry.
You didn't cry.
I cried a female leopard, though. That's another Pink film that I loved. I did cry at the end of that.
No.
So,
but
Pink
Dakota's in Dakota's in the booklet, and finally they're representing him in these Sato sets. It's been too long coming. Excited about that.
The first of many, I hope.
Yeah, I'm eager about these. Just so everybody's aware, because I saw people asking Justin questions about this pretty much everywhere, all over the internet when this was announced. A few things. So there are still many more Sato collections coming. Literally
Yes, there
many.
are.
It's not just limited to 3. There will be many more. The other thing is there will be others. There will be some variants in these releases. I know we've seen 3 in a row, which if you're new to all this, that might be a little intimidating. However, Sato is like the long sought after gem for pink films. And so this is kind of like, oh my God, look what we did. You need to have them now, which is crazy. And then, of course, with Sato, everybody's asking about, well, we got to get muscle right. And all Justin kept saying in response to that is patience. So to me, that says it is absolutely coming. Give it some time, and muscle will get some love.
Isn't there already a new boutique label that is called Muscle? Maybe they'll be putting out Muscle.
No, they will not. No, they will not.
They will not. But the other thing is, I don't
not.
think they're labeled a boutique label yet. I think they're only still doing theatrical. I think their physical release is coming soon.
That's correct.
Yeah,
that is
correct.
correct.
I hesitated on what to call them, but I think
I would say distribution company probably.
Yeah.
Yes, which they do for other companies on behalf of other companies. Essentially, they're kind of like a park circus where they don't have any films of their own. They're distributing films that other people have. Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Don't you love on a show like this that we follow up Sato to the Nutty Professor? Kino is releasing Kino is releasing a 4K of the Nutty Professor soon.
See, now that deserves 4K. Yeah, definitely.
I love that movie. Sorry. Yeah, I'm buying this for sure. Yeah.
This is wild. Yeah, the Nutty Professor. This is a big deal for a lot of people that were big movie fans in the 90s.
Yeah.
As I was, my millennial heart.
It's one of those movies that, 20-something kids now, they should watch it, and I'd love to it's a time capsule for sure of an era of comedy that doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, I love it. I love it.
Terry is right. The Jerry Lewis version is better, but I still like this one. I love Jada Pinkett and her very odd wig. I mean,
love wigs.
There's just some. I love wigs. I'm a wiggy person. I love wigs. Love a good wig and a bad wig. That's a bad wig, but it's very enjoyable. It's aged not that bad either. Yeah.
Let's keep wigging out then. This is just a re-release that I found out later. Wellgo USA is re-releasing Killers from 2013. This will be out on January 20th. I know this is one that a lot of people like, so go after that if you want. I wish I knew it was a re-release. Would not have been here. Hey, there is a sale going on right now. Barnes & Noble, they're having an Arrow sale and also an Indicator sale. And as usual, this is in-store and online. And so if you don't have one next to you, you can check out all of their stuff. Now, the big question that I always get is, are pre-orders counted? And essentially assume that they're not. The way that they're counted is if they are coming out during the sale, then they're discounted. And the sale ends on February 2nd. So everything that's there is all that will be discounted. So yeah, decently long sale. Lots of good Arrow stuff, some great prices. And then if you're an Amazon person, they are pretty much price matching everything. So
not a fan.
Either way,
not a fan, Ryan.
I'm sorry.
Of Indicator, Amazon, Arrow,
the Arrow Barnes and Noble. I'm not a fan because I ordered American Gigolo through Barnes and Noble, and I just got like the most basic release. I didn't get the booklet with it. There's no.
Oh, it was the standard.
That is true.
It was the super duper standard, even though the website said it was like, whatever they label it as, special edition or.
Right.
That might have been why, and it could have been Arrow's fault, because after the limited edition sells out, they sell a special edition, and the special edition is literally just the standard, and it's ridiculous that they call it that.
That's what happened to me with Mill of the Stone Women, The House That Screamed, the Laraz collection. I came home and I was like, let me check DVD Compare. I was like, are you kidding me? What did I do? Yeah, I usually deep research this stuff. I have Google Docs up the wazoo of stuff, and that was, But I do need to go get the Perfume of the Lady in Black from Indicator, and some of those roll-ons that are now out of print if they still have copies. So
yeah, I looked for the Perfume of the Lady in Black. Sometimes Amazon has the Indicators for like ridiculously cheap prices. And I know right now they have a bunch of the Roland ones pretty cheap, and I looked and they don't even have Perfume listed at all. So That might just
which
be
I
one of
need
those
because
that...
that Raro one is terrible. So
Well, that's why it's a UK only release. That's why it's not on Amazon here or Barnes and Noble.
Okay, interesting. Oh, because Raro still has US, right?
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Raro. Yeah.
So speaking of TV series, we mentioned this earlier. The second Iconoscope release is a Blu-ray release of The Veil from 1958, and this was a Something Weird video thing. This is something that Mike Franey was able to save way back in the day. This is the Boris Karloff starring series that was from 1958, and there's a lot of stories behind this one. So very curious to check out everything on this. There includes on here the complete series of The Veil, newly scanned and restored in 4K from 16mm and 35mm negatives. Those are what literally Mike was able to find way back when and got those restored. 4-episode commentaries with Tom Weaver. We got an interview with Sarah Karloff, the daughter of Boris Karloff. We got an interview with Barbara Bibas Montero, daughter of the Veil creator Frank Bibas. We've got the original Telephone Time version and the previously lost The Veil version, hosted by Boris Karloff. There's a horror-tinged episode of Schlitz Playhouse, long believed to be lost, starring Boris Karloff. There is a commentary on that with Amanda Reyes, plus a 24-page book with an essay by Tom Weaver. There's a lot here. If you are a Boris Karloff fan, this feels like a definitive release for something that is likely not ever going to come out in any other format from anyone else. So check it out.
Yeah. I think the extras are going to be the best part of that because the series is not great. But I love the. Yeah. I might even get it for that Schlitz Playhouse actually because I'm a big sucker for 50s anthology TV. So
yeah. How many episodes are there of the?
13, I believe.
Yeah, 13. Lucky 13.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
I think they're around 30. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're short. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
So that's The Veil. Comes out this month. You can pre-order it now from the website. All right, this is going to be a tiny downer moment. I talked about this at the end of last episode's show and wanted to bring it up again because I launched a fundraiser to help the family of a friend of mine, Josh Phillips, who passed away suddenly in December. His wife is kind of in financial ruin in the wake of what has happened and not doing well. Josh was a film critic that wrote for newspapers in 4 states, and his last published work happened to be in the Physical Media Advocate magazine. And as somebody that loves the Muppets like he does, he was a close friend and somebody that I truly appreciated. And if you'd like to help, you can check out the links in the description below. You can send me stuff on PayPal or donate to Super Chat tonight. Everything that comes in tonight will all go to him. Most of the stuff that comes in through this is donated in some way or another anyways, but their family needs it. Robin is somebody that is crushed. I want to shout out to Deaf Crocodile is giving all of the donations through their website this month to the family. And it means so much to see everybody respond. So thank you to everybody that's donated so far. Next up, this last year, Richard Linklater put out 2 films, and Blue Moon is getting a Blu-ray release through Sony Pictures Classics. No extras on this. How do you guys feel about Linklater?
I like Linklater. Inconsistent, but yeah, I like him.
Waking Life, man. When I was 16 years old, Waking Life like blew my mind. Yeah. I wanted to lucid dream like every night after that, and I did. I did it a few times, but that's another story.
That's for a different podcast.
Yeah.
I loved Blue Moon. Did either of you see Blue Moon last year?
No, I wanted to. I heard it was really good. I love Ethan Hawke.
Really?
So yeah.
He is legendary in this movie. So
fresh.
Good.
Great.
It says right there, it's fresh.
It is quite fresh. God, I hate Rotten Tomatoes.
Fresh. I can't trust them. I feel at this point there's a lot of mid movies that are getting guaranteed fresh, and I think it's because everything else is so bad that anything mediocre is like amazing. It's just like let's raise the standards again, please. Yeah, but I'm dying to see this. I love Linklater and Hawke, and also Margaret Qualley. I like her a lot too.
Yeah. People are saying Linklater's on a new kind of on a roll here, so
for sure.
I'm curious.
Next, another film from this last year, Good Boy, getting a Blu-ray from Shudder on March 17th. Just a reminder for everybody that's a kind of format horror and stickler for 4K. This is getting a Visions home video 4K release in the UK, so you might want to get that one instead of this. You can get that at like Diabolic and Atomic and all those other stores that are selling retailers items here in the US.
So the dog is possessed? Is that what this movie's about?
No.
No, this is essentially a horror film from the POV of a dog. Like it's scary because the dog doesn't know what is happening, basically.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a unique take, but I gotta be honest, did not like the movie very much.
Interesting.
I saw some positive reviews on Letterboxd from people. Some people seem
Well, as you can see, it's guaranteed fresh.
yeah.
So what do you know,
From
Ryan?
from the ever trusted Rotten Tomatoes. Thanks.
I know. Well, we sell this. So my day job, full disclosure, I work for a company that sells movies to airlines, the military, and
It's an
things like that. So
airline
we represent a lot of IFC film stuff. So we've sold this to several different airlines. Yeah, it's one of our better sellers for IFC films, actually. I
Nice.
still haven't seen it. Yeah.
It was an interesting year with this and Presents. Did you guys hear about Presents from last year as well?
I did, and I wanted to see that too. Yeah.
That one's good, and it's got some really unique items, but man, same thing. When you're trying to make a horror movie from the POV of something else, it's a unique take, but it's got to be great when you're going to lean to something like that. And I don't think either one hit greatness.
I mean, is the dog as good as the dog in The Thing? I think that's kind of the benchmark for dogs in horror movies.
Honestly, maybe better. Genuinely.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
The dog
I
performance is
definitely
the
need to see
only
it then.
thing, in my opinion, the dog performance is the only thing worth watching in this
But it's
movie.
the POV of the dog, so you don't even see the dog, do you?
It's like think of it like a video game. It's like hovering over in some cases,
not
and
POV.
right up in the.
That's third
They do
person.
both. They do both. It's
Interesting.
the story
I see
told
what
from
you're
the
saying.
perspective
Yeah.
of the
I
dog.
get you. Yeah.
I'm into
Uh,
it. Gotta see it.
Universal came out with a bunch of classics this week that was kind of shocking that some of these are getting released. We got a lot of Bing Crosby. So the first up,
Wow.
1941's Birth of the Blues coming on February 17th on Blu-ray, and then on the same day we've got Here Come the Waves with Bing Crosby and Betty Hutton, and then we've
Martha
got Double or
Ray.
Nothing with Martha Ray, same day. This is from 1937. We've got the Benny Goodman story. This one is not Bing Crosby, but also coming out on the same day. And then is there, Sing You Sinners with Bing Crosby coming out on the same day. I think that's the last one. How about Bing Crosby?
Not Sin You Sinners, which is a Joe Sarno movie.
Sarno.
Very
Sin
different.
You Sinners.
I'm not a big Bing Crosby person. The voice
Yeah,
melts you like butter.
not a big
But I don't think his films are very good. I don't even really like the road movies that much, even though I
Yeah.
like Bob Hope. And those are strange choices. But I if a studio is releasing its catalog at all, I'm excited because that means that
Yeah.
anything is possible. So
Yeah.
Yeah, with me, the Bing is like I like this a lot of the supporting players, but I don't really love Bing that much. You know, I love Freddie Mac there.
Yeah.
Brian Donlevy was in one of the other ones.
I love Martha
so-
Ray.
Yeah.
And who was the other one? And there was another one in the previous one.
There was Donna
Don't need
Reed,
Benny Goodman.
Betty Hutton.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't stand Betty Hutton. No, I love Martha Ray. So I'd probably get the Martha Ray because she's wild. So yeah.
Yeah. I will say, and I was about to point this out, Gary's asking the same question. I really wanted to, what is going on this poster? These,
Clearly, they're
well,
singing.
is that how
Well,
you
they're
sing?
sinners, so they're not. Well, that's how sinners sing, apparently. Yeah, that's the problem. It's sing you sinners, and they just, that's the way sinners sing. I have no idea what this movie is. Well, actually, you know what's funny? I keep forgetting these are Paramount movies because Universal does not put out nearly enough of their actual movies. They put out a ton of the Paramount stuff that they acquired, but these are not Universal movies. These are Paramount movies. I love the Universal catalog is great. I wish they'd do more with that, but yeah.
Agreed. And of course, I had to click the wrong thing. And now let's talk about The Dark Half. Really only wanted to highlight this because I know some people saw this and had some questions. MGM, through Amazon, is releasing The Dark Half on Blu-ray, which a lot of people confused because Vinegar Syndrome just released this on 4K last year.
Yeah.
They're right. They don't have the 4K. They only have the Blu-ray. And the big reason, you might want the 4K. Most people are not going on Amazon and searching for The Dark Half 4K. They're wanting The Dark Half for as cheap as humanly possible, and
They're
this
searching
is
the
how
Dark
they will
Half
get it.
DVD.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
We just talked about that in our Q&A episode. Blu-ray is here to stay. 4K is not going to take over. Yeah.
This is for the everyman type of release.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, for me, that might be the one I would get. Yeah.
Well, and
wouldn't get
there's
either,
no
but
special
yeah.
features on it, and if it's just I just want the
Mhm.
movie, that's
Maybe
the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. If
Yeah,
it was
that's fair.
$9.99,
It might be
Yeah,
eventually.
perfect.
That's
might
not
eventually
that wouldn't be a shocking price either, especially when they
Right.
own the platform they're selling it on.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes, that's true.
Next, a pretty big upgrade from Kino Lorber. March 10th, we are getting a 4K release and a Blu-ray release of Euphoria. This is from 1985 with Cindy Williams, Harry Dean Stanton, and Fred Ward. Euphoria, whatever you want to call it. I've seen it every way. This is a big jump, and we've got an audio commentary with writer-director John Binder, with Jeannie Field on that commentary as well, all moderated by Daniel Kramer. And this is a leap, I believe, all the way. Rare sighting since the VHS release in 1987.
So it's VHS to 4K.
God.
VHS to 4K. Yeah.
Well, that's like Night of the Juggler. Did the exact same thing. VHS to 4K. I'd love to see this, and I love that Harry Dean Stanton followed Paris, Texas with Euphoria.
Right.
You know, the next year, Euphoria. And I love Cindy Williams. I love First Nudie Musical. I think she's very underrated.
Yeah.
I should see this.
It's a big deal. I mean, anytime that we get a VHS to 4K leap, I'm like invigorated for a moment.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Next up, Milestone through Kino is going to be releasing on March 17th, The Business of Fancy Dancing from 2002. This is a brand new restoration with a new audio commentary by the writer-director Sherman Alexie and the producer Larry Estes. There's some archival behind-the-scenes documentaries and other commentary on their deleted scenes and a trailer. I've not seen this one. Have either of you even heard of this one?
I have. I think it was nominated for an Independent Spirit Award.
That sounds right.
That's the only reason that I'd heard of it, because for years I was just trying to see movies that got nominated, and a lot of I think it was maybe a producer's award or like a someone to watch award, and I don't think it ever really got any kind of legs. So I'm very intrigued, and Milestone does good work. So
they do great work, and people, I swear, never even understand that they're there. I feel like nobody talks about their films.
They're very slept on what they do, because I feel like I have some silent movies from Milestone.
They do, and then they did the Rogosian. They did On the Bowery, and then they did the Shirley Clark films. Yeah. So they really kind of do a little bit of everything. They focus on like independent films specifically.
A lot of black films they've done too, as well.
Yes, yes. So yeah, they do. They really dig deep, and they're kind of. It's kind of like the original Vinegar Syndrome mission statement, which is, you know, bringing attention to films that deserve attention. And so Milestone's always really good about that, but they kind of get forgotten. But
absolutely,
I definitely will check this out.
Next, The Wild Robot from 2024 is getting, for some reason, a catalog 4K slipcover, 4K Steelbook release. Nothing new on the disc, of course. Same disc as before. And I don't know, are you guys into animation at all? Have you seen this one?
I've seen it. I saw it in the theater. My kids love it.
Nice.
I need to see it. I heard that, but let me tell you, I cry at everything. I had to prepare myself because I know I'm going to cry.
Yeah. It's one of those. Yeah. It's good. Yeah,
that's true. Milestone did put out Word Is Out. Yeah, Milestone's great. We love Milestone.
Hard recommendation for The Wild Robot. I love the animation in this. Great movie. And the 4K, stupendous. Looks great. Speaking of 4K animation, Kung Fu Panda 3 from 2016 coming to 4K on March 3rd from Universal. All kinds of the extras ported over. Nothing new, of course, but just in case you wanted all of them and don't have any of them, they also have a 4K 4-pack of all 4 Kung Fu Panda films. How do we feel about Kung Fu Panda, gentlemen?
Loved the first one, saw it in theaters, never saw the sequels, but I love, speaking of crying, cried at the first one. So I'm sure I'll cry at the sequels at some point too.
Yeah. I need to rewatch that first one, because now that after seeing so much like legitimate Hong Kong, like wuxia and kung fu stuff, I want to see if I catch new references. So
there's tons.
Yeah, I should go back.
But also, the secret weapon of Kung Fu Panda is James Hong. Honestly,
he's great.
His voice work in that is fantastic. He's really the secret weapon in that movie.
The same James Hong from China Girl, the hardcore movie.
Yes, and that I think directed Hot Connections, but that hasn't been confirmed. So yeah,
he's in it though.
Doesn't mean he directed it.
I know.
Anyway, yeah, right. I mean,
James Hong. Dude, James Hong.
Love James Hong. James Hong is fantastic.
Anyway,
this is wild to me. Sony is releasing a 4K of Richard Pryor Here and Now on February 24th. This is the second Richard Pryor stand-up special to hit 4K. How do we feel about that, gentlemen?
Love Richard Pryor. I I want more people to remember him because I don't know I don't know the state of comedy now. I think I don't know what the hell we're doing now. Richard Pryor.
It's dump
so
everything
great.
on Netflix and forget about it immediately.
Right. Everyone has a special, and doesn't matter if they deserve it or not.
Nope.
Yeah, like Richard Pryor, George Carlin. There are some legends that I think you should probably own, and so this is one I'd probably buy sight unseen as well. I think Richard Pryor is so terrific.
I don't know if like he got the memo, but he has a direct like comedy tunnel to my soul. There's so many comedians that I can't get anything out of, but I'm like nonstop wheezing from laughing with Richard Pryor. Love this.
He's so good. And he was doing it like, I think the first time I saw him, it was like on an Ed Sullivan compilation. He was on Ed Sullivan in like the late 60s. And so it's just like he was being edgy and funny for like years and years. So yeah, really rich comedy.
Absolutely. All right, next up, this is an interesting choice. January 27th, we're getting a 4K of "Marry Me" from 2022, the J-Lo and Owen Wilson fan film. Owen Wilson film. How do we feel about this, Gentry?
What is this? Cat and Bastion?
It is a romantic comedy, supposedly, and that is an advertisement behind them. Poorly photoshopped advertisement behind them. Look how bad the halo artifacting is around. Let me zoom in. Yeah. The hair on Owen Wilson, it is so.
I don't even believe that they were in this shot together because I think this is photo. They're not in the same shot together, are they? Yeah. Who would be in the same shot with her anyway?
I mean, he's in the movie.
She's terrible. She's terrible. Yeah, but it's one of those. I keep thinking it's a situation like Orson Welles and Peter Sellers in Casino Royale, where it's like I will be in this movie. Not at the same time. I think the only good J-Lo movie is Out of Sight, and maybe The Cell. I think yeah.
That's probably true. Couch says
actually Made Manhattan guilty pleasure. I have a guilty pleasure of Made Manhattan.
Yeah. Understandable. Chris says she literally had to pay the character to be with her in that movie.
That tracks because doesn't she do that in real life too?
Yeah. I mean, it would not surprise me.
Yes, someone mentioned Arrested Development. Exactly. That is hilarious. Yes. That's her standard line. If anyone asks maybe on Arrested Development, you're kind of young. Marry me. Love it. Yep. Yes.
Here's the cool thing. The 3D Film Archive put up a Kickstarter to raise some funds for 3D Rarities Volume 3. These discs are always really great. They bring a lot of stuff that will literally not get any restoration work from anyone else. They are doing some Bolex stereo movies here. And the crazy thing, they hit their goal within like 26 hours. And so now it's just raising funds for all these stretch goals.
Some serious
amazing
film fans.
Huge 3D film fans.
Yeah.
They do such great work.
Company that works with Kino Lorber.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, they put out some 3D nudie cuties.
Yep, they put out those. They did Buona Man recently. Yeah.
No, they do such good work, and so yeah, that does not surprise me. I didn't know this was around, or I would have donated too, because they're really doing the Lord's work, and also it's for a very limited audience. They don't manufacture 3D TVs anymore. I am trying to find one affordably so that I can watch my 3D Blu-rays.
I think they said in the notes that you don't need anything extra.
You don't. You can watch this flat on any TV, and you can watch this with the red and blue glasses if you want to watch that way, or you can watch with the active glasses as well.
I gotta say, it's not the same. The shutter glasses are so much better than the red and
blue.
They
are. They really are.
Love the shutter glasses. Yeah, like what did I watch in 3D? And I was just like, I'll never go back. Oh, Dial M for Murder. I was like, I'll never go back. I can't do the red and blue. I have to do the shutter glasses. Yeah.
So they already hit their goal of 15,000, but you can still donate, and they're adding in restoration work for all kinds of things, including some shorts. They're doing Viewmaster reels in 3D on the disc that you can check out. They are working on all kinds of stuff. There's going to be contributions from Hilary Hess on the disc. There's going to be a new restoration of the first 3D comic book. And that alone is super cool. There's gonna be other lost treasures to be include never before seen historically significant footage from an unfinished 1953 3D feature film, and lots of other stuff. This won't be coming out until summer of 2027. This is genuinely feeding the actual archive work on this. So if you want to feel good about something, this might be one to look into.
Absolutely. And it's Bob Furmanek, right? He's the guy.
Yeah, Bob Furmanek is definitely one of them.
Love Bob Furmanek. Yep.
I have looked at the stretch goals. Gentry, did you pull it up or want to shout
No.
something out?
No, I was just curious if, like, when you contribute, are you getting films? Or are you just contributing to their restoration work?
No, they are
copies.
they are literally licensing other things to put on the disc. If you are fundraising, you will get
That's
access to more and more stuff.
Interesting.
That's
Okay.
major. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
And I think,
major.
in fact, I not confirmed. I believe they've already hit the first one. Like they've already, people love
love it.
3D,
Okay.
literally.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Oh, so I can still donate and keep
Oh yeah,
contributing to this
yeah,
project.
and it's still like another 3 weeks
Enough
of
said.
fundraising.
Okay. I need to do that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I have two fundraisers. Your fundraiser and the Kickstarter. I need to
Chris
contribute to.
Yanko agrees with you. Says Active Shutter 3D such a game changer, especially for a nearsighted ass glasses wearer like me.
Yeah, it's just not. It is a total game changer. It really is just absolutely wild. Yeah.
I agree. March 3rd, AMC is releasing Talamasca, The Secret Order Season 1. And when I posted this announcement, this was the first time I'd ever heard of this show in my life.
We sell it to airlines. We have bookings, but yeah.
Interesting. Must be
Yeah,
doing semi-well
people like it.
then?
The Anne Rice universe, they're really invested in that Anne Rice universe, which, whatever.
That's true.
Yeah.
And anyways, this one,
right.
January 20th, we're getting an MGM release of A Matter of Time from 1976. This is the Liza Minnelli and Ingrid Bergman film. And if I remember right, I don't think, and I'm going to check before I say this fully out loud, I don't think this had any Blu-ray release in the US before this. Yeah, this is the first release of this film.
Yeah, I don't believe so. And it's the only time Liza was directed as an adult by her father,
right,
Vincent Minnelli. So it's kind of a big deal. It's fine.
This is the first Blu-ray release anywhere in the world, by the way.
Oh, that's pretty great. Okay. Yeah. It's fine.
So I don't want to applaud Amazon/MGM too much, but that's kind of a big deal.
It's nice. I mean, it's also nice that they're still taking care. Anytime that they're actually putting out stuff on their own instead of waiting for companies to like sub-license from them, it gives me a little. It's a little warming in the heart. Like, okay, they actually care about some of their stuff. Like, they understand that the market is there and that they're restoring, stuff in their library.
That is true, and it must mean something to somebody because MGM and Amazon did not need the money to put this out. Believe me.
No.
All right, Vinegar Syndrome, as part of their VSL line, they have put out 1954's The Snow Creature. The Snow Creature. This came at a critical point in the atomic age of the 1950s as it represents a reworking of the older King Kong story and into an entirely different new piece of lore, exploiting the increasing interest in the abominable snowman. This is directed by W. Lee Wilder and the brother of Billy Wilder. This is going to be a Region A locked film. It's going to be scanned and restored in 4K from the 35mm fine grain master. Commentary with Jonathan Rigby and Kevin Lyons. Lyons is the name. Kim Newman speaks on the movie for 15 minutes. And then we've got an interview with the writer Vincent Brooke on the forgotten legacy of W. Lee Wilder. Are you guys into the monster movies of the 50s?
I am.
I do.
This is garbage. Yeah. But you know what? I love Kim Newman. I love Lyons. I love Rigby.
Yeah.
The extras might entice me to give this another try. And also, I've only seen garbage versions. And I will say, sometimes a nice restoration will completely transform a movie for you. So maybe I should give this another chance.
The last one, I talked about this a few months ago, but A Blade in the Dark, that Vinegar Syndrome released on 4K. I hated that movie. And then that restoration,
really?
Yeah, I could not stand the old, like,
oh my God, I love it.
I think it was some downloaded version that was like wrong color timed and it just threw everything off. And then the new 4K came out and I was like, oh, this is actually beautiful.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I think it's Lamberto Bava's best movie. No, I'm sorry, Demons is better. But yeah, it's great. I still need that 4K.
Was it the dubbing too, Ryan? I know the dubbing on Blade in the Dark is
pretty bad.
Is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
also,
Italian
Andrea
films.
Occhipinti as a straight guy is never believable. Yeah. Sorry, Andrea. Did
There
I just
are
out you? But yeah.
Yeah, there are
In
certain,
2026.
Yeah, he's gay. He's not straight. Yeah.
Heard it here first, and
Sorry.
now I can't click again.
Sorry if I outed you, but yes, he is gay. It's just like Gianbardo Lombardo Radice was gay. They're both gay.
Everybody knows that.
And Urbano Barberini also is gay. Like a lot of people. Yeah.
Gianni wrote a book about like how he was basically like a rent boy. Like he was. Yeah. Anyway.
I believe it.
MGM, we're talking about them a lot right now. They, on January 20th, are also releasing Dillinger. Now, if you've never seen the movie, but you recognize the title, that's because Arrow released this 10 years ago now. And they're putting it back out without most of the special features that were on that disc. But this is a genuinely very good movie. Have either of you seen Dillinger?
Love Dillinger, have the Arrow release. This was a surprise because I also love the 45 one with Lawrence Tierney, but this one is really good too. So I would tell you to go get the Arrow version, honestly, if you can. But if you want a budget version with no extras, absolutely worth buying. Love the movie.
Not to mention, I would imagine they're going to be using the same scan of the Arrow version. So if you don't care about the, like going to eBay for it, this will probably be $20 and look as good as the Arrow version.
That is something about MGM because I work with MGM on the regular. The people I work with are great. The company a little iffy, but yeah, the restorations that are done for other companies, MGM gets those. So if they're going to re-release something under their company, it's going to be the exact same transfer. So at least that's, a guarantee.
It's a plus.
Yeah.
Bayview Entertainment is releasing a couple of films from Asia over the last 5 years or so. We've got My People, My Homeland from them on January 20th. This is an anthology consisting of 5 stories, and it's a sequel to the film My People, My Country. And then they're also doing Hang In There, Kids from 2016. This is supposed to be pretty good too. Both of these very high ratings. This one also won Best New Performer, Best Original Screenplay, Best Original Song. It was nominated or thrown in to the nominations of the Best Foreign Language Film for Taiwan for that year.
Oh, okay. I'm very intrigued. I've never heard of either of them, but I like seeing what's going on in international cinema. Because it's always, and there's so much stuff that's going on in international cinema that maybe doesn't get the award's attention. So I feel like, there's a lot of stuff bubbling under the surface. So I'd check both of these out.
I would certainly love to see them. Now, paying $23 for a BDR, probably not for me.
No.
February 10th, Cohen Media Group is putting out a Blu-ray via Kino Lorber distribution of My Neighbor Adolf from 2022. This is the last starring role of Udo Kier. Just keep in mind, Udo Kier was also in a film that just came out last year that is getting a bunch of awards buzz, but this is the last starring role. He is one of the leads here, and this sounds great. It says somewhere in South America, May of 1960, just after Israel's abduction of Adolf Eichmann in Argentina, Polsky, this gentleman plays a lonely and grumpy Holocaust survivor, lives in a remote countryside. He spends his days playing chess and tending his beloved rose bushes. One day, when a mysterious old German man, who is Udo Kier here, he moves in next door, he suspects that this new neighbor is Adolf Hitler himself. Since nobody believes him, he embarks on an investigation to prove it, but in order to gather evidence, he will need to be closer to the neighbor than he would like, so close that the two of them could almost become friends. This sounds really fun.
Who's the director?
It is Leon Prudovsky.
What else has he done? Anything you
Prudovsky. I do not know.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Looks good. David Heyman and Udo Kier. Sounds good.
Both are great.
Could be. Yeah.
I'm not that intrigued. Cohen is also... They don't have the best taste in movies that they get. I will put it that way. So... I don't know. But I love Udo. Who doesn't love Udo? So,
Yeah. That's the main reason that I'm saying it's fun.
Yeah.
Watching Udo still be amazing all this years later is kind of crazy.
Right. And his last starring role, I think I should probably see it.
Yeah. All right, next, Palestine 36 from 2025 is getting Blu-ray release over and a DVD over in the UK from Curzon on February 2nd. This says in 1936, as a Palestinian village's revolt against British colonial rule, Yusuf navigates between Jerusalem and his rural home amidst escalating unrest and a pivotal moment for the British Empire. There's some interviews and a trailer. Curzon, check it out if you like the spine to be going the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but I definitely have to see this. I've heard so much good stuff about this. Yeah,
it's supposed to be great.
Jeremy Irons,
Jeremy Irons, yeah.
Dudes. Well, Liam Cunningham, that makes total sense. He's in it. He is very 10 toes down for Palestine, which is another reason I love him. So yeah.
Next, the new issue of the magazine. Showed this one earlier. This is a post-apocalyptic themed issue. But the big thing, which we kind of buried the lead on the cover, but I'll tell everybody here, we got an exclusive interview here with Danielle Harris, the Danielle Harris in the magazine. Check it out. Let's talk about
this trash.
March 31st. Kino, as part of their Kino cult line, is releasing the Sexploiters and Raw Love from 1965. And you might recognize this because this is a Something Weird video title with Kino Lorber. We have an audio commentary.
Something Weird guy right there. See him?
Let's zoom in there. Audio commentary.
Something Weird guy. Yeah. Very nice.
By you two gents.
On both movies.
Both movies. How'd that come about?
Yeah. Lisa
is amazing.
Our Queen Lisa. Queen Lisa knew that we'd be doing the podcast and we'd been doing really deep dives. So I think when you're able to talk about a movie,
she knew that I love June Roberts, and June Roberts is in the Sexploiters. Right?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, then what is my reason for doing it? Because I love She Should Arlene, and She's Arlene in that. But yeah, I mean, and it's also interesting because they're two completely different movies. One is in New York, Nudie Cutie, in '65. Raw Love is actually, I think we discussed it in the commentary. It's been assigned the year of 1965. I don't think it was 1965, but shot in California. So very different movies. But Raw Love has only ever existed in like an 8-minute excerpt of the end of the movie, and so we're finally getting to see the full movie, which I'm going to say does not disappoint. It actually, it's you know, it's not like The Smut Peddler, which was terrible when we saw the reels that existed. I think Raw Love is you know, it's very sleazy and fun.
Yeah, it delivers on its tease. It's not one of those sexploitation films that's teasing something it doesn't give you. Yeah,
right.
I mean, we can we talk about the Mark Murray, Casey? Okay.
Well, there might be some additional unannounced material on the disc that's currently being worked on, potentially as additions. Yeah, I don't think it's our place because we're not Kino.
Right.
But I will say that there's potentially additional stuff that will show up on this. Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is crazy because this movie, was lost. Nobody had anybody seen it really? Not really.
Which one? Raw Love?
Raw Love, yeah. And now we're getting.
We only had the 8-minute thing.
Right.
Yeah. So that was it.
Yeah.
And Sexploiters has been out before, and there's actually, that's the exciting thing. So Chuck Smith, C. Davis Smith, who photographed some of it, did a commentary for another previous DVD release. So it's a major coup that they were able to get that because he has so many good stories about working in New York City sexploitation, and we didn't really repeat any of the stuff that he said on his commentary because there's a lot more stuff to say that he didn't even talk about.
Right.
So there is very little overlap. So you'll learn from both commentaries many different things.
This isn't a case of like two film critics doing two commentaries, which you see
on
discs a lot. This is like his commentary. The Michael Bowen is basically like sitting down in Chuck Smith's house, and they recorded this commentary, and it's incredible. I said this, I think, on a podcast too. Like our friend Alex DeSanto, when early on when we were talking, he was like, "Hey, seek this commentary out. It's like a learning tree, type of commentary." So yeah, I'm really excited that they got that on there. And then you listen to ours. Ours is the entertaining. Right. I mean, it's entertaining and also informative, but
ours also does discuss it does reveal that John Cassavetes did see the Sexploiters.
Yeah.
And had a reaction that we will discuss on the commentary. Yes. Yeah. So if you want to know what John Cassavetes thought of the Sexploiters, listen to the commentary.
Yeah. But no, I'm excited. I love this presentation. You never know what it's going to look like. I think this looks great. And I didn't even know it was going to be Kino Cult, and it's very cool.
Well, I love that I spilled the beans early. You guys are like, wait, what's going on? I didn't know this is getting announced. It's cool that you guys are on there too. But the other thing we haven't said, C. Courtney Joyner is doing an intro for Raw Love.
Yeah.
And then
curious to see what that's about.
You talked about C. Davis Smith, but Michael Bowen, also a big name on that commentary with C. Davis Smith.
Basically, Lisa was well, we're going to have Michael Bowen on the commentary. We finally scheduled it. So Lisa was number one on our podcast. Yeah, so he's going to be on the podcast. Lisa was number one. For me, Bowen was number two because he's a Sarno guy, a Wishman guy, a New York Sexploitation guy. So yeah, it's good he's on this release because that commentary is perfection. Yeah,
and this looks better than everything that's come before.
So
there was
much
another
better.
Blu-ray that came out from another company before.
Yes.
It doesn't even look like Blu-ray. It doesn't even look like
this is 5 minutes longer. This is 5 minutes longer than any previous version.
On the Sexploiters too?
On the Sexploiters, it's 5 minutes longer. And Raw Love is the full length version. So yeah, both of them are. You're finally getting the complete version of both movies. Yeah.
That's wild. Interesting. Yeah. I didn't realize it was longer. Is that in there?
5 minutes longer.
I
think we noted on the commentary, but I don't even know if Kino knew. But we mentioned it because we timed the previous releases, and it was like, wait, this is 5 minutes longer. Right. I don't know what it is, but it's 5 minutes longer, guys. Yeah. So there could be more Gigi Darlene nudity, which is always worth it. Yeah.
Cool.
Let me also just let me say that we put together like notes for our commentary, whatever, a Google sheet. And when this comes out, I think it's March 31st, we'll probably put those up for our patrons on our Patreon.
Nice.
So there's a ton of stuff in there. Casey went through and listed the entire distribution history for both of these movies through distribution in the United States. So you can literally like read his notes and see where this played, month after month, year after year. Yeah. So check out our Patreon. We got some cool stuff on there.
Yeah.
Cheap. $3. And it's $3.
Right. Yeah.
And I will say, as somebody that proudly signed up the day you posted it, you guys, like the journals and everything that you post are great, companions to the episodes.
Alex, yeah.
Incredible Patreon to sign up for.
Thank you. Yeah, we that was one that was like, I guess we can share this because a lot of the stuff that we include in there, like for example, like we do rundowns of the cast and crew, and I'm always careful to not include links to like necessarily go to people's personal Facebooks or something because I don't want people to be bothered if they don't. But it's if there's a photo of what they look like now, I'll include that. But yeah.
All right. So yeah, check out the Sexploiters, especially if you like the Sin Syndicate, gents. Next, in late January, Refuse Films over in the UK is releasing two films that they have released previously, and that is Eating Miss Campbell and My Bloody Banjo. And I don't know how to talk about this. This is such a weird choice here. They are calling this a new bootleg sublabel, which if I'm running a distribution company, I don't want the word bootleg associated with the company.
No.
The other thing,
there is also, but you know what? I think maybe the word they're looking for is underground.
Yes, that would have made a lot more sense. The other thing is they're calling this sublabel disc rot. If I'm putting out discs, I don't want the word rot associated with
people. Well, it worked for Vinegar Syndrome. Most filmmakers, when Vinegar Syndrome contacts them, they hate the name.
Right.
Because that's the ultimate goal that you don't want for your film elements. You don't want Vinegar Syndrome.
Of course.
So I feel like that's maybe kind of a reference to that. Where it's like disc rot, what a nightmare. Yeah. So
they're saying this is created to showcase shot-on-video movies, underground obscurities, and physical media premieres that are being exclusively printed at 666 copies, because, of course, got to be edgy. Good word choice there, Gentry. We both went there at the same time. I don't know. I mean, the guy that runs Refuse Films, he directed both of these films, so I understand wanting to keep them out there and all that. But
they're BDRs too. Did you mention that?
Right? They're BDRs. He's printing the sleeve on this on literally photocopied paper. It's an attempt to make them very cheap, which I like in a way. And I'm all about that.
It's giving, this is going to age me because people don't do this anymore. There's ads in like the back of like Fangoria and Shock Cinema and Psychotronic where people would just like sell their VHS copy of something with like a badly printed VH like thing in like a clamshell.
Yeah.
It's giving that, and I like that sense of nostalgia. Whether I would like the movies or not, but I like that it is harkening back to like this is something that someone's making that's homemade, and you're getting it directly from the filmmaker. It is very like shot on video 80s 90s.
Yep.
And I admire that for sure.
Go ahead.
No, you go first. It's fine.
Well, so we have a friend of the pod. His name's Klon. He sent me this because we had talked about on our podcast about getting these sexploitation movies out in very budget versions, cheap, under $20. And he was like, "Hey, they're kind of doing something like that." And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't, like you said, the bootleg, the BDR." I don't love that idea, but I do like the concept of like of getting stuff out under $20. Just print of a one-sided sheet, put a disc in there, maybe put a commentary on there, and that's it. Get it out the door. Like, I like this. I like the pricing, but yeah, I don't know.
But you know who was also doing? I mean, Warner Archive was doing this. They were releasing stuff on DVD-R, and some of those had commentaries on them. So it's not out of the realm. Major studios have been doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say
Fox did it, Universal did it.
Kino Lorber kind of does it as well. Like they have, I mean,
not the BDR part of it,
not the BDR part, but you can get like on their sale a $9.99, like straight up, like just it's a one-sided sheet. It's like a disc in there, and you might get a commentary on there. So.
Capri Show World? Yes, it does. That's a deep cut. I'm very impressed.
Does Capri Show what?
Capri Show World says
the new bootleg stuff sounds a bit like the Titus Moody classic stuff. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I remember.
I love this. Brendan says, "I'm going to start a Steelbook label and call it Massive Dents."
Yeah,
love it. Love it. Let's start a bunch of companies that have like names that will trigger people. That will just trigger people's fight or flight response. Like, oh my god, am I punching someone in the face? Right.
Arrow's going to start a side label called Replacement Program. So the other thing,
yes, they would.
the other thing that
I didn't know you could be so shady, Ryan. Wow.
Oh, I can. Refuse is also saying
some lessons.
Refuse is saying that they're envisioning this as a bi-monthly release line, so that they are going to put out quite a bit more of these, because they've only, as through their like Refuse films, they've only released like 8 things total in a couple of years. So this seems like there might be quite a bit more.
I'd be curious to watch it because I don't know. I have a feeling like this stuff will do good. It's like I think it'll sell well.
I like the attitude behind it. Is the best way I can sum that up.
I do too. That's kind of what it is. I like the DIY aspect of it.
I'm all about the punk side. I also really love Radiance films. And April 20th in the UK, April 21st in the US, they are releasing Confessions of a Police Captain from 1971. This is the Damiano Damiani film, and this is going to have an interview with Franco Nero that is brand Franco new. Like, good Lord.
Really?
I love that this man is still willing to talk about his films.
I do too. I love him. He was in a really good Christmas Hallmark movie called Christmas in Rome, and I almost lost my mind. I was like, what is Franco Nero doing in this with Lacey Chabert?
Dude, he's in a lot of stuff still. Like,
I'm always happy to see him. And he's probably the hottest Eurocult guy. Yeah. Franco Nero, hands down. So yeah, I'm excited to see this. And we need more Damiani anyway. I feel like he's way underrated.
Oh, yeah. People that know, they know. Like Damiani's.
But I want people who don't know to know.
Right.
I need more people to be talking about him. Yeah, you don't hear him in the same breath as other bigger, or other names.
I'm totally blanking. Who put out the box set of the Damiani stuff last year?
That is Radiance, I believe, as well.
Yeah, there's Radiance.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh yeah, because my old letterbox friend Wes, or he goes by Screening Notes. He's like this OG letterbox guy. He was the guy that basically, when people were just writing like pithy one sentence reviews, he was out there in the early days writing like long reviews. And then he had a kid and he's kind of like disappeared, but he had a essay. He wrote a book about Italian crime films.
Yeah.
He self-published, and he also had an essay in one of the early Radiance versions. So yeah, I looked at this and I was hoping to see his name, but it wasn't there. Anyways.
Damn.
So they also have a new... Oh, go ahead.
Well, one of the comments, dude was married to Vanessa Redgrave. They are still married. They remarried. They separated and they are still married.
Yeah.
So yeah, gorgeous couple. Maybe the most gorgeous couple that's ever existed. Yeah.
Not only Franco Nero, they also have a brand new interview with Michelle Gamino on this. They've got an interview with the editor, Antonio Siciliano. Lovely John comes on to talk about the score on this, and then there's a booklet with new writing by Mark Scheel and an archival interview with Damiani. Lovely John, is that what you're going to comment on, Gentry?
Yeah, I was going to comment, like, if it's under an hour, I'll be surprised. His breakdowns are so long. I love them.
Very detailed, yeah.
Yeah. He's great.
Next one from them. This is same dates, April 20th in the UK, April 21st in North America. Romancing in Thin Air. This is a Johnny Toe film from 2012. Love that they're doing this. This looks great. They've got a new interview with the screenwriter Riker Chan, new audio commentary by Dylan Chung, a new visual essay on Johnny Toe's romantic melodramas by Sean Gilman, an extended behind-the-scenes footage, making a featurette, new subs that were translated for this, and then a booklet with new writing by Jake Cole. Yeah, Radiance's entire slate is great.
Good variety, yeah.
They're so good, and it's interesting because like they're one of these companies that I'm always surprised at what they're announcing because they really they're like Severin and they do a little bit of everything.
Yep.
And you just never know what they're going to pull out of the hat. But something else I also love on Letterboxd, they have a list that they publish, I think, every year, titles that we wanted to get and couldn't. And they tried to get Cholet. Couldn't get Cholet. And I'm like, I don't know what the problem is. There was a nice restored version of this. But the fact that they keep getting these amazing movies, it kind of softens the blow of stuff they can't get. Because like this is incredible.
The best part of that letterbox list is they put why they couldn't get them. They put what was the issue, and some cases like, but we'll keep trying, which is always encouraging.
I love the transparency. I honestly wish more companies would do that.
Same. Agreed.
Yeah.
Next up, this is only the second Pedro Almodovar film to come to 4K. We are getting Matador on 4K and Blu-ray dual format over in the UK only on April 20th. This is from 1986 and starring Antonio Banderas. We've got an interview with the Almodovar expert Jose Arroyo that's brand new. We've got an episode on Almodovar's cinema from Jonathan Ross Presents for 1 week only. There is some other interviews with that. That thing is an hour long almost. There's also a booklet on this with new writing by Guy Lodge and an archival interview with Almodovar. How do you guys feel about Almodovar?
Fucking love Almodovar. Unfortunately, in the States, most of it is held by Sony Pictures Classics. So you're probably not going to get something like this. You're not going to get something with this kind of love and attention from Sony. No shade, Sony, but that's why you kind of have to go Region B or other regions for Almodovar for releases like this.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do I'm gonna do a Almodovar like deep dive one of these days because I feel like there's a line you can draw from Franco to Almodovar, so I want to make that connection.
But also, if you're a fan of like classic Hollywood, like you are, like pre-code stuff or anything studio era, like he is able to take those and weave them into contemporary stories really beautifully. He's a master. He's somebody whose films even now I get really excited when something new is coming out. One of very few directors I still feel that way about.
So I didn't hear this. KN5150 is saying Umbrella also releasing this on 4K soon. So may want to keep an eye on that if you are an Umbrella fan.
Well, that's for Australia.
Well, yes, but you can buy it worldwide. Just like this is for the UK.
Be better. Yeah, extras might be better. Or you need both.
Honestly, sometimes that's true.
Are you basing your orders on the distance to the US? Maybe worry about the tariffs and how much the import fees are.
Gentry's got a map out going, 1,700 miles. This one is 500 miles.
Cut down on my carbon footprint, guys. Jeez.
That's okay. Way to show us up. Thanks, Gentry.
Next up, one that got a lot of people excited. April 20th in the UK only. They are putting out Time to Play. This is going to be a box set of films by Jacques Roger. This is going to include, I think it's 5 films. 4K restorations of a couple of them, 2K restorations of the other 3. There's also 2K restorations of a bunch of short films on here, and these are longer than many short films that people are familiar with, like almost 30 minutes for a couple of them. This box set looks great. Either of you into Jacques Roger?
I am so unfamiliar. No, but anytime there's a box set, I feel like it's my signal that I should be aware. And so it immediately rises on my radar. I'm like, well, if this is a collection, that means that I can kind of watch everything, or a nice collection of stuff by one filmmaker, and kind of get a good sense of what they are. Exactly. Yeah.
Lots of stuff here. We got archival interviews, lots of new interviews, it looks like. And then, of course, there's a booklet. This one is 80 pages with new writing by Caitlin Quinlan, plus writing by and interviews with Roger. Plus, they're saying even more features to be confirmed later. So, if you're into Roger, this is going to be an impressive box set. And the last thing, as part of their transmission line, they're putting out Highway to Hell on Blu-ray over in the UK. This is coming on April 20th. I love, first of all, the look of this cover that they chose on this. It's great. This one is going to have a new audio commentary by Kim Newman and Sean Hogan on this. All kinds of archival interviews, stuff that's been on the previous U.S. releases of this film. And then a booklet with original storyboards, archival correspondence, and new writing from Sean McGeady. Tell us about Highway to Hell, either of you. Anybody excited for it?
I just know it's
love this movie.
Dutch horror movie. I haven't seen it.
No, it's not.
He's Dutch. The director's Dutch.
The director's Dutch. It's an American movie.
It's an American production, yeah.
Right.
All right.
It's Ate. It's the guy who did Drop Dead Fred. He did this first. Yeah. This is great. So my little tidbit is I sell just an MGM title. So my company represents MGM in the airline space. We randomly had Turkish Airlines interested in booking this. And they're the only person that's ever booked this title to be shown on an airline, Highway to Hell. And they didn't really need that many edits to it. They left Gilbert Gottfried as Hitler in the movie. They didn't have to cut him out. But so I love this movie. I think it's so much fun. It has really good visual style, and it's just it has a really good sense of like camp humor. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I think everybody tuning in tonight is quite honored to be able to be here for the Turkish Airlines trivia. That's amazing. I'm always shocked at what they order. They really dig deep. Like they dig deep into the catalog. Like, well, I remember the programmer's like, I remember watching this when I was a kid, so maybe I'll book this. And I'm like, well, we have it. Go ahead. We have an HD master. You can have it in HD if you want. So yeah. Wild.
Yeah.
Let's go to Shout Studios. You can't see this because Instagram is fucking weird, and I don't know why it's doing this. But a couple of these titles, it's just randomly not going to show up. So let's talk about The Devil's Advocate coming on 4K. This is coming on March 10th on dual format 4K Blu-ray. It's got some archival extras. It's got an audio commentary with the director, and that is it. Some deleted scenes, trailer stuff thrown in, but nothing new. And they're calling this a collector's edition, and that is a very odd choice.
Well, that's not new. That was in the DVD age, a collector's edition where we had a trailer.
Yep.
No Heather Matarazzo interview?
No Matarazzo, sadly.
Damn. She's in the opening scene.
Continuing the trend, March 31st, they're doing a 4K Blu-ray of Outbreak from 1995, and the special features on this are a 4K transfer, and that's it. No trailer, no commentary from the old release, nothing.
See, here's where they should have gotten some what do you call it, like a virologist, someone to talk about that era, because this is like, people don't remember, this was Ebola era. This is when Ebola was happening in Zaire. Everybody was talking about Ebola, and they made all these movies where monkeys were there was like viruses happening everywhere, and usually it was like involving monkeys. And The Hot Zone was that book sold like trillions of copies.
Oh, I remember that book. Yeah.
So they should have had somebody to like contextualize it a bit. But anyway,
100%.
That's my rant.
But I also think post-COVID, it's a very strange choice.
It's a perfect choice.
Kinda. I mean, it'll be easily Googleable. We'll say that.
That's true. It's not Contagion, where we get to see Gwyneth Paltrow die, which is great.
Which literally was released on 4K during the pandemic, by the way.
Yeah.
There's something kind of iconic about that, but I prefer Contagion to Outbreak, honestly.
Oh, it's definitely the better movie.
Did somebody correct me in the chat yet? Is virologist the right word for like someone who studies viruses?
I think so.
100%. Yeah,
I think so.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
Yeah.
March 24th, they're putting out a 4K of Hail Caesar, one of the Coen Brothers films. This one's from 2016. No new extras on this. There are some archival things being thrown in, but I'm always glad to see more Coen films getting the 4K.
Sure. Was this the last one they did together? I'm trying to remember, because now they don't do anything together anymore.
I feel like there was one more maybe after this. I can't think of what it was.
Because now one of them is doing movies that aren't that great.
I don't know. What's the consensus on this in the Coen rankings? I wonder.
For most people,
I remember it very well. I remember seeing it, but I don't know where I'd put it.
Most people say it's in the lower third.
Lower third.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not see it because I heard it wasn't great.
There's a lot of diehard fans of it, and supposedly, like, if you love theater, you like this a lot more than most people. But
it's that one. Okay.
I'm not a theater kid, so I definitely wouldn't. Yeah.
All right. Next up, the Swordsman trilogy is coming as the next of the Hong Kong Cinema Classics line. Now, this is where this release gets a little fucking weird. So they released the first one on 4K and all three on Blu-ray. The second film is kind of the consensus choice for the best film of this trilogy, and that's not getting the 4K. And it also is hardly getting any extras. The first film is getting a shitload of extras.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then they just kind of tack on a couple for the others. This is such an interesting choice here. Any thoughts on this or any of the Hong Kong Cinema Classics line?
Channel. You can watch these on Criterion right now if you wanted to. So
yes, they made that deal. Well, and that another company that we work with in the airline space, Shout Factory, we actually represent all of these movies for airlines, but nobody's booked them yet. But as I understand it, they were doing, because contractually they were doing transfers piecemeal. Because the studio Golden Princess would only let them transfer like one at a time. They couldn't do them en masse. So that still doesn't make any sense. What this weird situation with these? I don't know what the reasoning is for that. Now my question is: are the subtitles fucked or not on this?
I mean, it sounds supposedly they're fucked on most of the Hong Kong Cinema Classics titles.
I am very bummed about that. So basically, we're waiting for this to come out in another region, like Hardboiled and The Killer came out in Australia from somebody else, where the subtitles were different.
Every single one of the Shout releases is getting an Arrow release, and they are doing new subtitles on the Arrow releases.
Okay, so I need to stick with the new subtitles, because the subtitles through Shout, I spot checked a few on the Criterion channel. Yeah, I didn't know about that until you mentioned it on your show with Dakota and Chris, and I was like, that explains so much, because it just does not flow. It does not flow for English speakers. So, yeah.
The other thing too. Oh, go ahead, Gentry.
I was just gonna say I hate to pile on them, but generally, if you can get this if this is coming out from Arrow, just wait for Arrow.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
Not only that, like if they are piecemealing the restorations, what if in 9 months? What if Shout is able to do a 4K on the second and third, a 4K restoration on part 2 and 3, and Arrow says, "Well, we'll just wait until you're done with those, and then we can put out the whole trilogy on 4K."
Yes, that's possible, right? Well, that's kind of like Chinese Ghost Story. Those all came out in regular Blu-ray. Who knows if those are going to come out in 4K from somebody else? Because they have the same quality of materials as the stuff they're using for 4K. So I don't know why those were Blu-ray only, but. Yeah,
Imprint is doing. I don't know if Imprint is doing all of the Golden Princess titles, but they're doing many of them, especially the big ones. And then Carlotta is doing them in France, and then Legend is doing them in Italy too.
Wow, Golden Princess is really going hard after being very difficult to deal with. They're really spreading the love, aren't they?
Well, that's all Shout getting paid. That's sub-licensing.
Like rushing though. I feel like Shout's
but it's also very Celestial. Celestial was that way with the Shaw stuff, and now apparently they're licensing to anybody that has the money, which is good, because then you don't have one company dealing with all of them. But
well, and they're putting a bunch of stuff on their YouTube channel too. Celestial.
Oh.
like stuff
Nice.
that nobody really kind of wants to license, like a lot of the opera movies. I love them.
Yeah.
But they
Oh,
put those
interesting.
up on YouTube with subtitle. A lot of them with English subtitles. Not the ones
Has
done by
anyone
Shout.
has
by
anyone
Shout.
is
Yeah.
anyone doing Bamboo House of Dolls yet?
I don't think so.
I'm dying for that movie. I really love that movie. The best use of it, stolen Ennio Morricone musical cue at the beginning of the movie.
That
It's
happens
great.
a lot. Yeah.
That's a hell of a claim
I
to
love it.
fame.
It's great. It's really good. I like Bamboo House of Dolls. Yeah, but what do I know?
Yeah.
Check it out.
4K Steelbook is coming of Piranha, the classic.
I
And yes,
hate
this has
that.
already been out on 4K already. So Shout is just re-releasing this as a 4K Steelbook. This is coming on March 3rd. Not exclusive. You can pick it up anywhere. Great movie, obviously.
Yeah.
Most of us have
Mhm.
already bought it on at least 3 different formats.
What is this cover?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that
Well,
supposed to be?
just wait. It gets a lot worse. This is the best Steelbook cover this month from Shout.
Oh shit! What the fuck is going on
Let's
here?
see 'em.
I hate that.
You can't see this one. This is The Last Voyage of the Demeter,
Oh.
and this one that you
We're
can't
being
see is
saved.
RoboCop 2.
No,
tho-
this is accurate. This works because that movie was so dark you can't see anything. So perfect.
These are both being released widely. You can pick them up on March 17th. But this, look at how bad this
Oh,
Steelbook
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Little Nicky getting a Blu-ray Steelbook on March 31st, and that
How do you
is what
not
they
have-
went with.
How do you not put Adam Sandler on the cover?
Because
of
they
your
don't
Adam
have
Sandler movie.
they don't have the rights to his likeness.
What? Are you
Yeah.
serious? Is that really the case?
I mean,
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
insane. That's insane.
hilarious.
But honestly, is anyone begging for this? It's one of his worst movies,
It is. But do you remember when this
and
came
that's
out?
saying a lot for an
You
Adam Sandler
remember,
movie. I
Casey,
do.
when this came out?
I
It
was working
huge.
at Blockbuster when this came out. I was
Yeah.
begging people to not rent it, and they didn't listen to me. And then they came back and said, "I should have listened to you." Yeah, no shit. You should have rented something else.
Casey
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
know this, but we're actually closer in age than he thinks.
I think you're in your 30s. I'm 42.
All right, what's the next pick?
You don't want to talk about Little Nicky for 10 more minutes?
I'm gonna say you're 33. Yeah. You're a decade younger than me. I'll put it that way.
The weirdest thing about this to me is this was already released by them on Blu-ray, and they're re-releasing this as this ugly-ass Steelbook. Anyways, next up.
Yikes. Well, you know what? Steelbooks, I don't know. Collectors love a steelbook.
Yeah.
Some do. A lot of them
I don't care.
very tired of it.
Yeah, I don't care either way. Yeah.
Speaking of Steelbooks, March 17th, Amazon exclusive 4K Steelbook from Shout and G-Kids of The Boy and the Beast from 2015. This is the last of the Mamoru Hosoda films, I believe, that G-Kids had not released. So this is nice to see this come out.
His movies
You
are
can
good.
pick that up.
I
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah.
I've seen most
I
of
haven't seen
them.
it.
Yeah.
If you don't want the Steelbook, they got it on Blu-ray, all the same features. You can get it. This will be even cheaper. Check it out.
Both covers are great.
Yeah,
That's a tough
they look
choice,
good.
actually. Yeah.
Yep. Next up, March 10th, we are getting a Blu-ray of Little Amelie or the Character of Rain. This is a brand new film from last year, animated film, supposed to be pretty good. I've heard good things. I've wanted to see this.
Me
Yeah,
too.
love the cover on this too.
Yeah.
Ben-Hur, we talked about this on the show recently. Warner Brothers continuing their pattern of giving these giant, extravagant, paper-laden deluxe collector's editions in the UK and not doing anything like this in the US. So this is coming soon. This is not dated. The funny thing here, the Steelbook and the disc, identical to the US, but everything else here is extra and will be exclusive to the UK. Any thoughts on Ben-Hur?
Love Ben-Hur.
Classic.
I mean, I'm a William Wyler completist. I think nobody talks about William Wyler enough. I think people talk about other directors way more. Yeah, I love Ben-Hur. It's one of the very rare like Hollywood epics that I think absolutely lives up to the hype. It's aged very well.
Connect this to Sexploitation. So our friend Alex sent us this article,
Ben-Hur?
which was written by this film critic Arthur Knight, and he was writing about kind of the changing landscape of sex and violence in movies. And I think people forget, like, Ben-Hur was a big deal because it was very violent for a film of that time.
Yes, absolutely.
And there was even some like sexy stuff in there. So yeah, Ben-Hur.
Yeah.
Ben-Hur's great.
Love Ben-Hur.
And Wyler, yeah. Ben-Hur.
Gonna look
Wyler-
great in 4K.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't
And
understand the UK only kind of thing. I mean, come on, man.
I
It's a
don't
Hollywood
either.
movie.
I'm not sure because they own that worldwide in perpetuity. So I'm not sure why the territorial.
Well,
aspect
and I
of
feel
that.
like somebody in the UK just actually respects physical media that works for Warner, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna do it nice over here.
That's possible. Those departments are very separated. I can tell you
Yep.
because there's MGM UK, there's MGM US.
Yep.
They're, and I'm sure it's the same with Warner's and Universal and everybody else. Yeah.
Next up, April 7th, Visual Vengeance Video is putting out Saurians from 1994. This is the Mark Polonia film, and this,
Love
as
Mark.
usual, tons of extras, so much that it fills the entire screen. They're doing everything they can to get everything out there, making of brand new interviews, commentaries. There is a bonus film. This is the Dinosaur Chronicles being thrown in on this one. As usual, you got paper extras, stickers, slipcase, posters, whatever. Visual Vengeance and Mark Polonia. Sounds like we've got at least one fan in Casey. How do we
Have
feel
you seen
about
this,
that?
Love
Casey?
both of them. No, well, listen, Visual Vengeance, I go hard for Visual Vengeance. I love what they do, and I did not know that I was a fan of like shot on video, low budget shit until Visual Vengeance came along, and they put so much love and care into their releases.
Yeah.
And Mark Polonia, oh my god, Splatter Farm, are you kidding? Splatter Farm is probably my favorite shot on video horror film ever. It's so depraved and great.
Yeah.
R.I.P. his brother. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I didn't know he was doing a new movie, so I am fully on board for this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked this up when you posted it, and there's some pretty good reviews. People say this is like for the budget that he made this on, like it's pretty good.
Yeah. And that's
what
not
year did this? What year did he do this?
94.
94.
Oh, so it's not new.
Oh, it's
so I'm
not
not
new.
aware of it.
It's Jurassic Exploitation.
Yeah, literally
Yes.
came out the same year. Yeah.
I love Mark Polonia. Fantastic.
Visual Vengeance also riding hard with 1998's Vampire Time Travelers. This is coming on April 21st, and the Rick Melton cover here is supposedly quite exaggerating what you'll find in this film. Not a lot of the butts
That's
visible like
exploitation,
that.
baby. That's exploitation. Yep.
Specifically Rick Melton, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So this has the bonus film I Know What You Did in English Class from 2000, and as usual, like we just talked about, tons of extras here. There's shorts, there's interviews, there's commentaries, there's VHS sticker sheets, tons and tons of stuff. Supposedly, this is a fun movie too.
How much is he selling these for?
Literally on release, like $22.99.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're so well priced, and I mean. Yeah. So funny story. I became familiar with Visual Vengeance because there's a gay bar here in New York called Rock Bar where my friend Como White is a horror drag queen who hosts a horror trivia. So Visual Vengeance actually was a sponsor for several of the trivias, and I won. Brag. So some of the prizes were Visual Vengeance Blu-rays. I was like, okay, let's see what this is. Let's see what this is. I was sold. I was just like, I got Bloody Muscle, Bodybuilder from Hell.
That's a good one.
Yes, I got the one with Linnea Quigley. What is it? The Preacher one.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was just, and the packages were gorgeous. They had so much stuff in them, and I was just like, this is a great company. And they took a break for a little while. Something was going on where they were kind of inactive for a little while. So I'm so glad they're back with like 2 releases. I am fully on board. Love Visual Vengeance.
They have a lot of stuff that they are working on and have like I believe they had their first box set getting announced soon. There's a lot of stuff coming from them still.
I love them. And they do screenings in Brooklyn, which I need to go to.
They do, yeah.
We should tell Dakota and Chris to reach out to them and try to get some pink shot on video stuff released.
I agree, actually. They would be the right people for that.
Be perfect.
Why did I never think of that before? That's a good point. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, the next Vinegar Syndrome title is part of the Cinematograph line, and it is Married to the Mob from 1988. This is a Jonathan Demme film. That was a weird way to pronounce that. They also, like we talked about earlier with the stickers, had a bundle with the There's No Going Back book, and this sold out pretty much immediately as well. Kind of crazy.
Pairings. I love it when they do that.
Yeah,
I do too. I think it's a better package deal.
First off, the extras on this. New commentary with Matthew Modine, moderated by Justin Liberty. New commentary with Sean Fennessy. I know a few people are going to be happy with that, and many others who will be...
I haven't heard from Sean Fennessy in a while.
Some other people are going to be a lot less happy with that.
Well.
New interview with Matthew Modine. Go ahead.
Nah,
he was
just
what?
my music dude. He's my music dude from Pitchfork from back in the day.
Nice.
Mhm.
New interview with Paul Lazar, new interview with the producer, Edward Saxon, new interview with the writers, Barry Strugutz and Mark R. Burns, new interview with the storyboard artist, John Dahl, new video essay by Chris O'Neill, 2022 episode of the Wrong Reel podcast with James Hancock and Matthew Modine's longtime producing partner, Adam Rakoff. So yeah, lots of stuff coming on the disc, but the interesting thing here, this is the second title that Cinematograph has upgraded to 4K after Fun City Editions had just fairly recently put out a film. And a lot of people taking notice of that. So not only are they blending the feelings behind the movies, they're literally taking the exact same film and putting them out twice.
Yeah, they did that with Breathless, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. So these are both Breathless and Mirror to the Mob are both MGM titles.
Yep.
MGM licenses are typically 5 years or less. So if Fun City's edition license ran out, this is a way to keep this movie in print. So do you like the movie? It's back in print. There's nothing more to it. I feel like there's a lot of people being shady about this. It's bringing it back in print. I think it's fine. I feel like the people that are upset are kind of like, well, I have this out of print thing and now it's not worth anything. Yeah, sorry.
Not only
this
that,
is also a really nice upgrade. You know,
the Fun City release of it did not look very good. It was one of the worst looking Blu-rays from Fun City, and now this 4K will be quite a bit better looking, guaranteed.
Which is crazy to me because I know the guy. There's the guy at MGM who's in charge of these restorations and the quality control is Scott Grossman. You'll see his name on all sorts of stuff, and I deal with him peripherally. But he is really good at quality control. So I'm very surprised that the Fun City edition didn't look that good.
Well, it was from an IP, and the IP was not in great shape.
Interesting. Well, I definitely am getting this. I love this movie.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm happy to upgrade. I think it's also I think it's underrated. I think it's something where like you would think it's a very different movie based on like the artwork, very much like Demi Something Wild. Do you think it's a completely different kind of movie and it's not that movie?
Right. Well,
so
and
yeah, I'm excited about this.
We haven't said yet. Amazing cast in this movie. Matthew Modine,
incredible.
Alec Baldwin, Michelle Pfeiffer, of course, Dean Stockwell, who Dean Stockwell's second film we talked about tonight. Oliver Platt also in this, Charles Napier. So yeah, good movie. Good movie.
Opening scene, a brief cameo by adult film superstar Marlene Willoughby as the wife of the guy killed on the train.
Yep.
Which I love seeing. Love Marlene Willoughby. Yeah.
Nice. Media Blasters, a company we've not talked about in a few months. Q1 of this year, they are putting out a 4K release and a Blu-ray release of Garo Taiga Elite Edition from 2025. This is a theatrical prequel film commemorating the 20th anniversary of the Garo franchise. This is supposedly a precursor of a lot of films from this franchise may be coming from Media Blaster, so keep an eye out on that. Direct sales of this will be available for a limited time, and you've got two different releases. Like I said, the 4K release, the Blu-ray release. There's going to be some supplemental materials, including an audio commentary, new video content, and a printed booklet produced by Matt Burkett and the team behind the Kamen Rider extras that people seem to love last time. Plus, there's a folded poster all in this slipcase. And Media Blasters kind of just quietly chugging along. They've been here for a long time and always do pretty good work.
That's where I started doing DVD extras with Media Blasters. When they did the porno line, I did my first commentaries and interviews with them. William Hellfire, shout out. I wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for William Hellfire.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
All right. Coming right along. Let's go down under. We just talked about Umbrella a minute ago. Blu-ray in Australia coming on April 8th of the Shadow Wars, the elusive Kinji Fukasaku collection. This is going to include 3 films. We've got Cops vs. Thugs, Cross the Rubicon, and Hokuriku Proxy War. 2 of those have gotten releases in other territories. Yeah. Cross the Rubicon has never been released by itself. So to me, this is not a guarantee, obviously, but I would not be surprised to see Cross the Rubicon in the next year from like Film Movement here in the US or Eureka in the UK or somebody else that does these kind of films from Fukasaku, because he's gotten a lot of love through the years, and Arrow would definitely fit that bill. But also, actually, we should throw out there when Arrow did all the Fukasaku, that was Fran Simeone that loved those, and now with him at Radiance, would not be surprised to see Radiance do it either.
You're right.
Yep, that through line is right there. Yep, absolutely.
So we got new extras on here, including commentaries with Jasper Sharp. We've got some new visual essays and interviews and all that stuff thrown in here. Some discussions.
Jasper, what are you doing here,
Jasper?
You should be
Jasper
working on the Pink Line.
And Tom Mess, who's terrific.
And Tom
yeah,
Mess.
Tom
I was
Mess
about
is
to throw that
too.
out there.
Yeah, I love him.
So yeah, this looks like a really solid release if you're into Fukasaku, and if you aren't, you probably have not seen Fukasaku yet, because pretty much everybody is, because he is incredible.
Yeah, I've only seen Cops versus Thugs in here, but I love that, and so yeah, this is a no-brainer for me for sure.
Yep, I definitely want to check this out. Not to mention, Umbrella's kind of been killing it lately. They do great stuff.
You don't own enough Umbrella. I feel like I'm sleeping on them. So yeah, I need to get on that in 26.
Well, one thing that you might want to jump on then, April 22nd, they're releasing a set of Universal Horror Monsters and Curiosities covering 1923 to 1960 with 45 films coming in this box set. Now, here's the hard part. There are no on-disc extras here, and I know a lot of people are not real happy about that, but there is a 100-plus page hardback book that's going to be in this, including pieces from Alexandra Heller Nicholas and Jake from over at Steelbook
there
Obsessed.
There are so many books about Universal Horror.
It's true. It's true.
Yep.
Sorry, I just don't know what new are they going to bring to the table for this.
I'm curious. Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I'm
the big
definitely
thing,
intrigued, but a lot of these have been on Blu-ray before, but having them in a nice package, look how gorgeous that looks, though.
Not just a lot of these. I believe all of these have been on Blu-ray before, but the big secret here is this is coming out in Australia, and in Australia, 31 of these had never been on Blu-ray before.
Yeah.
So for Australia, this is huge.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's not for us. That's okay. It's okay. I'm okay with that.
and it can be for you if you don't have a lot of them. It could be perfect. So
yes, I mean it's a gorgeous package. You know,
it looks great.
I'm not. Yeah, even if it's not for me, I will say brava, because look, that's a gorgeously put together package.
Yeah, it does look nice. Pick the ones you like the most and get them on 4K from the Universal.
From Universal themselves. Yeah,
that's true.
And also, it's not advertised, but shout out to Aaron Pinn for anybody who's been following physical media on YouTube for a while. He's also involved in the booklet on this as well.
Nice.
Next up, District 13, a 2-film collection from 2004 to 2009, is coming out on April 8th as well from them. This is from writer-producer Luc Besson. He did not direct these, but it's one of the most influential action duologies of its era, 2 films that redefine stunt work for a new generation. We have new commentary with the journalist David Michael Brown, new pieces on here, new interviews, select scene commentary, all kinds of stuff, new making of on the sequel, and even more. I had never seen these. Have you guys seen either of these?
No, but I've heard of them.
I've heard this is great if you were into the parkour scene. And I'm very curious to see the stunt work in this. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I do love good stunt work. Yes. Yeah. So.
Next up, on April 8th, they're also doing Naked Weapon from 2002, a film that I have been wanting to see for quite some time.
Same, yeah.
I remember that cover art with those 2 of them, and the military thing.
But it's on my list, yeah.
That one.
Yes,
there's the
that
cover
I
art
know.
for you.
We had that at Blockbuster. Didn't rent that well.
This one's going to have a 48-page book with writing by friend of the show, Michelle Kisner, and David Michael Brown on this one as well. Art cards and all that stuff that Umbrella always does. There's also a new double-edged sword critic and historian, Alexandra Heller Nicholas, speaking on girl power and Naked Weapon, making of and some archival extras, some interviews and all that other stuff thrown in. This looks like a fun release.
I'd watch it. Listen, if it's women kicking ass, I'm there. Yes, give me women kicking ass exclusively. Yeah.
And next on April 8th, they're also doing Tell No One from 2006. Have you guys seen this one?
Yes, great movie. I haven't seen it since it came out, but yes, love that. Yeah,
I had heard it was great. No. It's a French thriller,
really
2006. We are going to get a new commentary by Travis Woods. New Blake Howard speaking on reassembling Tell No One's deleted story, and then some other archival extras. Yeah, this one looks like one I definitely want to check out.
It's really good. That was another one, Blockbuster. I rented it, and we had like one copy. I kept telling people to rent it, and they were like, It's very good, but I'm not surprised it's flown under the radar. But it's definitely worth seeing.
For sure. Okay, so we had talked about Nami Films earlier. This is their first release. It'll be coming in 2026, and it sounds like somewhere around April, May is what they're targeting for the first release of this. And it is Kamome Diner. This is from 2006, and it's about a Japanese woman who opens a small, unassuming diner in Helsinki, quietly serving familiar Japanese dishes in a foreign land. It's a beloved cult classic. This gentle and life-affirming film celebrates food, friendship, and the simple comfort of finding home far from home. And this was shot on 35 millimeter in 2006, which is rad. And this is going to be the first ever official English Blu-ray release of this. It was released in Japan with English subtitles, but this will supposedly be a little bit better. But also, that release is out of print and going for a hell of a lot of money now. So access to the film, always the most important part.
Absolutely.
Preach. We've been
Very
saying
intrigued.
that for a long time.
Yes, access is the most important thing. Absolutely.
Next, Imprint in Australia has announced 2 Western box sets. March 25th are going to be the release of both of these. This first one is a Blu-ray box set of 3 Violent People, The Tin Star, Nevada Smith, The Professionals, Waterhole number 3. That's the first time Waterhole has ever been on Blu-ray, is in this box set. As usual, this will be limited to 1,500 copies, like they do on all of their limited releases. New commentaries on here. We got C. Courtney Joyner. We've got Daniel Kramer, Anthony Marr. We've got a new visual essay on Anthony Mann. Remembering Anthony Mann piece. New commentary by Lee Pfeiffer, Tony Latino, and Paul Scribo. Some other interviews and stuff like that. Lots of stuff coming on here. If you're into Westerns, this feels like a pretty fun box set.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And
Anthony
then,
Mann, I'm there. Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
Anthony Mann's great eye. To go with it, though, Lonesome Dove, or sorry, not Lonesome Dove. That's the other one. Magnificent Seven box set coming out the same day. We've got the first one on 4K and all of the other related films on Blu-ray. Return of the Seven, Guns of the Magnificent Seven, The Magnificent Seven Ride, all coming out on the same day. And the only hard part here is all of these have been released in the U.S. on a region-free Blu-ray, and you can get all of those films for a grand total of like $34. And this box set is definitely going to cost.
Did Kino put those out? I forgot.
No, Shout did the first film in 4K, and then the box set. I think that's even just a studio box set. It might be Paramount or MGM. I can't remember which one owns it.
Has to be MGM, yeah, because they're all MGM, yeah.
Right. And then new commentaries and stuff on here. So that's, if you're into extras, that's the way to go. Because this will be great. Yeah. All right. Next up, Eureka posted some announcements today. March 16th, they're putting out a Blu-ray in their Masters of Cinema collection of The Devil's Hand from 1943. This one sounds pretty good. We've got a distinctly French twist on the likes of Faust and The Monkey's Paw. This will have a 1080p presentation from a restoration by Gaumont. We've got optional subs on here, of course, and then a new commentary by James Oliver, new visual essay by Sam Deegan, archival documentary in continental films and French cinema under German occupation. This looks like a fun
the
release.
Cover is too modern. I don't.
I agree. I didn't know this was in the 40s.
Yeah, it does not scream 1943.
I thought it was a 1961 version, and I was like, pass. But I didn't know that apparently the 61 version is a remake of this, because that's the same story. I hate the 61 version. Yeah, 61 version is terrible. But I'm intrigued by this. Yeah.
And then to go with that, sorry, were you going to say something, Gentry? No, okay. 1963, speaking of 63, they're putting out Cruel Tale of Bushido. This is going to be out on March 24th in North America, not in the UK. Eureka doing a US-only release on this one, which tells me somebody else has probably signed it in the UK, which means, honestly, this could go 88 films, this could go Arrow, this could go Radiance, and all three would make a whole lot of sense.
Yes, yeah, that's true. God, who knows? I don't know who the studio is for this, so that kind of.
I believe it's Toei.
Oh, well, yeah. Radiance is doing a lot of Toei.
Yep.
So it's possible.
Yes, they
Radiance. Yeah.
This one we get a booklet, new writing by Haley Scanlon, who's always pretty great. We got a new interview with Tony Raines. There's going to be new subs that are brand new subtitles for this. New visual essay on Cruel Tale of Bushido and Japanese History by Jonathan Clements. And I think I need this one. This sounds pretty great.
When Tony Raines shows up, then you know it's a big deal. So, yeah, I'm more curious now that his name is involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's great.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And then to round out the month from Eureka, on March 16th on Blu-ray in the UK only, they're doing The Invincible 8 from 1971. This is a low-way film.
Yes,
and
low way.
More low-way. This will have new commentary by Frank Jang and Michael Wirth. Frank Jang doing one of his 84 commentaries this month. We got a new appreciation of this film by Wayne Wong, author of Martial Arts Ecology. Are you guys into martial arts stuff? We haven't talked about that yet.
Yes.
So I'm a Shawscope person. Absolutely. That's why I'm thinking, did this come out through Arrow already or no?
No.
I don't
Invincible
think so.
This is with the very first Golden Harvest movie. Well,
it is, yeah.
I think it was the first one released. It wasn't the first one shot. I think that's
it wasn't the first production. Yeah.
So it's not Shawscope. Oh, interesting. Okay.
No. So yeah. I'm curious, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want this one simply for the history on it. And 1971, that's pretty early for stuff like this to come out. So I'm definitely wanting this one. All right, let's end our time with a few releases from Kino Lorber. March 17th, 4K and Blu-ray releases of K2 from 1991.
Classic.
I remember seeing this one and being like nauseous from how some of the shots make me feel from this movie. New commentary by Brian Reisman and Max Every. This is K2, The Ultimate High. Any thoughts on this, Gentry?
Yeah, I love K2.
Yeah.
I'm like an amateur mountaineer, so I always follow the annual like climbs of Everest and K2. So I love mountaineering beer.
Nice.
So yeah, I think it's gonna look great in 4K. And I saw the special features on there, and they look pretty good. Like,
on the Blu-ray, they've actually got a couple new interviews on top of that brand new commentary, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Glad they got it going on.
Gentry's so rugged. Gentry's an outdoorsman. Yeah. I'm gonna pass. I said it on the commentary a lot. I said it on the podcast a lot. If a movie has too much male energy, I'm not that interested. So that looks like a lot of male energy.
Yeah.
Well, so does this next one. March 24th, there's a 4K coming of
Gene Fred Ward again. It's our second Fred Ward.
Gene Hackman's Uncommon Valor with Fred Ward and Robert Stack also.
Casey, you love Reb Brown. Don't you love Reb Brown?
I love Reb Brown. I do love Reb Brown. Yes. Yeah.
New commentary on this one by Steve Mitchell and Cyrus Voris. Another new commentary by Douglas E. Winter. There is some new interviews here. New interview with Reb Brown. Yeah.
Who Severin couldn't even get for Strike Commando.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
New
He still looks
with
great too.
Harold Sylvester as well, and then some trailers and such. Yeah, this looks like a pretty decent release. Glad this is going to be out on 4K. More Gene Hackman after his passing. It's nice.
Yeah.
So the movie's called Gene Hackman or Uncommon Valor?
Uncommon Valor, sir.
That would be wild.
Randall Tex Cobb is in it. I'm totally sold. I love Randall Tex Cobb. Seriously, I'm not kidding. I love Randall Tex Cobb.
Actually, I haven't seen this. This is a Swayze I haven't seen. Check this out.
Checking all the boxes now.
The year before Red Dawn, he did this. Yeah.
I talked about American Gigolo, so yeah, I'm a Swayze head. I
love Patrick Swayze. Yeah.
Maigret Sees Red getting a Blu-ray release on March 17th from Kino. New commentary on this one by Simon Abrams. They've been doing a lot of the Maigret stuff. So, this was announced, I think, almost a year ago. And nice to see this come out now.
Love Jean Gabon. I think he's fantastic. Yeah, his stuff is always quality. Yeah, so I'll show up for Jean Gabon.
Kino's done a lot of his stuff over the last year. You're the only person
in history who's ever said that phrase.
What, did I show up for Jean Gabon? I show up for Jean Gabon. Actually, Film Forum is now re-releasing. They're doing Port of Shadows theatrically. Port of Shadows. Hands down, the best Jean Gabon movie.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not denigrating him. I just thought it was fun.
I was going to say, what are we doing?
Terry's standing up for him in the chat, too.
Yeah,
love Jean Gabon. Yeah, he's great. He's really good. Even at this advanced age, like total badass. Yeah, he's great.
Well, let's end on greatness too, then, because the last announcement for the week is Runaway Train coming on 4K on March 31st. This film with Jon Voight, Eric Roberts, Rebecca De Mornay, incredible. No new extras on this because they just they did get a new interview on the Blu-ray. I totally forgot to highlight that new interview with Eric Roberts in the middle of him filming 814 movies this year. He filmed it.
That man does not say no. That man does not say no. Jon Voight can't get asked. Eric Roberts, Rebecca De Mornay also canceled. Yeah. So yeah. I love this movie though. One of the most surprising multiple Oscar nominated films of the 80s. It's so fantastic. Yeah, I'm definitely buying this.
Bad art. Gotta say.
It's not great. No.
Not great.
But
and
then
at least part of it is part of the original art, I believe.
I think most
Not
of it
all
is.
of it.
I think the like copy on there is all added in afterwards.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then just in case you forgot, next week, what we are getting real quick, Dante's Peak 4K from Kino finally dropping, Evil Dead Rise 4K from Arrow Video, Babe 4K from Kino Lorber, that Amazon exclusive 1408 4K Steelbook. The Pink Panther 4K films are coming out next week from Kino. Yee 4K from Criterion, that's a big one. The sequel, Babe Pig in the City 4K from Kino as well. Bringing Out the Dead 4K, finally back in print after that original run sold out in like 18 minutes. We've got the Cabin Fever 4K Steelbook from Lionsgate Limited is shipping. Goodbye Columbus from Fun City Editions. Not only is it shipping, I just got that one into. Love the color on the Steelbook.
I love that movie. I was very excited when I saw that they announced that because that's one that is very slept on. By Columbus. Yeah.
Mystery Team shipping next week from Lionsgate Limited as well. Thunderheart 4K dropping. We've got Flicker Alley doing their focus on Louise Brooks. Looks like a fun release. The Godless Girl from Kino, and then Taxi Zoom Clo from Altered Innocence. I already got that one in too, and looks fantastic.
Movie. I love that movie. I'm so glad that someone restored that because I have an old VHS from like Waterbearer Films, and I've been waiting for a restoration of that. So good.
Yep. James Stewart 4-film collection from Warner Archive dropping next week. And if you don't have any of those films, those 4-film collections are the way to go. They are so much cheaper. It is great. And you get the full disc for all of the films. Robert Taylor 4-film collection next week also. But that's pretty much
Naked
it.
Ambition up there, that documentary.
Missed it. Yep.
Bunny Yeager.
Bunny Yeager doc. I'm telling you right now, that is an essential buy. Y'all need to buy that. Bunny Yeager is so important. She's an iconic. She's a model turned photographer. She did 2 Barry Mahon movies. She directed movies. That documentary is really good. So absolutely that's an essential purchase for sure.
I must have missed this earlier. Bruce in the chat is saying he don't know if my comment went through, but if Gentry is looking for a link from Jess Franco to Pedro Almodovar, The Matador is it. A guy beats his meat to Franco movies in the film.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. See, Bruce is a real one. Bruce knows the stuff.
You sure?
Well, first of all, Bruce, aka Cinema Arcana. Bruce, I'm waiting for your best of 2025 list. I got the Mono Digital list. I'm waiting for the Cinema Arcana list. And you've been put on notice. So I want to know what your best releases of 2025 are, sir.
But Bruce, which Franco is it that he's watching?
That's a good question.
I don't remember now. I have to rewatch it.
I want to say it was one of the 80s Golden Films ones, but because I remember reading that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to research this. Okay, thank you, Bruce.
I don't recall, but yeah, Bruce is a real one. Love Bruce.
All right. So the sex film industry, obviously, a lot of the films you guys cover have been released
great
by.
Segue, Ryan.
Yeah, great.
I mean, it kind of works with Franco.
So the sex film industry. Right?
Yeah.
It is Bloody Moon. Yes, Bruce
Bloody
is right.
Moon.
It's Bloody Moon.
It's Bloody Moon. Okay. Interesting.
Which ironically has no hot men in it, so I don't know who he's beating off to.
Yeah.
There is a snake being killed in it. Does that count?
I don't think he's beating off to that, but there are no hot men in that. So,
So the industry wise of sexploitation and sex films in general is an interesting one, because obviously Something Weird has put out a lot of stuff throughout the years that at least dabbles in that in some way, and nowadays some of the love from Something Weird is getting shared across Agfa and Bleeding Skull and Severin and Kino, and throw out all the names. It seems like Something Weird is more than happy to work with people, but in general they've not really had a lot of love over the last 10 years or so. How do we feel what's getting released there at the moment, Casey?
Well, we talked about this on the Q&A. It kind of dawned on me because I remember, like, God, I'm so old. So the good old days, of Image, when we would get, at least we would get
Give a little background,
Something
Casey.
Weird. So basically,
with Image.
Something Weird Video. So essentially, they released VHS and DVDRs, but they also had a distribution deal with Image Entertainment, and they would release factory press discs with like usually 2 films and a bunch of shorts and trailers and sometimes commentaries and things. With that deal with Image, we were getting like 2 discs a month. So we're talking 2 double features, or like a double feature and a triple feature. It was a huge output deal, so we were very spoiled. I mean, and these were majorly distributed. You would see them in like Borders, Best Buy. They would be all over the place, and that obviously is diminished because we're getting maybe one every couple months, you know. Yeah, once every 3 months. Yeah. So and as we've learned, unfortunately, there are titles that they had negatives to, that those negatives are no longer around. So we're getting transfers from like prints now, which sucks. To be completely frank, sucks, because it's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately, where these negatives just went to dust after they were transferred or whatever.
Yep.
So it's interesting that we're getting all sorts of Something Weird releases from multiple different companies, and it really depends on the company what kind of movie we're getting. So Severin seems mostly focused on the horror stuff. Agfa is focused on like the exploitation stuff with some sex stuff. Distripix is focused on the sex stuff because that's their bread and butter. After Hours, same thing. Kino, mostly the roadshow films, like the 50s stuff, but now they're getting into their early sexploitation stuff. They did like Mr. Peter's Pets, and now they're doing the Sexploiters. But there are still major pockets of the catalog that, like, it seems like nobody's either nobody's interested in, or they just don't have the space on their schedule for them. So like we went over that in our last episode. It's kind of like, what do we want to upgrade? And there are just so many titles we need an upgrade. Yeah.
But it's also a case of like Lisa can only do so much.
Correct.
And I mean, like I said, like she's found good partners. I think that a lot of these releases, that they are the right home for them. But again, there's just so much in their catalog that you can only do what you can do. But I think there also is there is, like Casey said, pockets of their catalog that I think that maybe she's pitched and nobody wants to touch.
I believe
and
so.
That is probably the elephant in the room, where it's time to bring it up, because the harsh reality behind a lot of these is there are a lot of fans of this genre, but many of them are not used to like spending $24 on a disc of a couple, 58-minute long sex films that might have an audio commentary for each, and they're used to like a DVD-R price of give me $10 for a double feature, and I might pay for that, or I might pirate it. Like, this is a very commonly stolen genre. Genre is probably not the right word, but industry is probably the best way to go through that.
I don't know if that's true. Probably. I don't know if it's any more stolen than, look on Twitter. You'll see like dudes in, pirating Johnny Toe's whole filmography.
Correct. Not saying the quantity there. I'm saying the quantity of those that steal from this, I feel like, are the quantity is higher than the quantity of those that are purchasing. And so the hard part with some of these labels is if they put out a title from a genre and it's the first one that they've done from that genre and it sells very poorly. Not saying that people aren't supporting it. It could be a terrible choice. It could be a title that should not have been the first film from that subgenre. It could have been where it wasn't treated properly. It could have been one that has a bad reputation or somebody associated with it that like isn't going to sell well. And because of that, it doesn't sell well. And then the label goes, well, we can't do any more now because they're not going to sell.
Well, I will say something we talked about in this last episode was something that I've noticed that other companies are able to do that Agfa, Distripix, Melisony don't do, Sexploitation distributors don't do, is these films are not available to like stream or sample anywhere.
Right.
Really. You can't be expected to blind buy something that has been out of print for decades now. And unless you're going to be able to download it. So, for example, like Severin, whenever they release something, it might be on Tubi where I can sample it and be like, okay, I'm buying this. The sex films don't have that benefit. So you kind of have to trust reviewers like me or other people like say this is worth your time to blind buy.
Right.
But then the pricing is off. It's not like it. So something weird in the Image days, those discs were like $20. You get 2 movies and a shit ton of shorts and trailers. So it's worth the risk, so to speak, to buy these double features. That is not happening now. So I think it's more risky because of that. So that's something that I wish that more distributors would do. Like I wish that they wouldn't be like, well, nobody wants to stream these sex movies. Like stop thinking of them as sex movies. Tubi has all sorts of Emmanuel sexy thrillers shit. They have all sorts of sex
way
movies
more
on
sex
there.
films than quite a few of these movies.
Stop thinking they're not marketable. Yeah, you need to be pitching them, and as part of your package, you should be pitching them to these distributors. After Hours has like a lot of their sex movies on Tubi,
right?
So I think that's the problem. We talk about access. I think people need to have more access to these films. Not just as far as Blu-rays go, they need to have access to be able to stream them, to sample them, to get an idea of what to expect. And then that way they will put money down on the physical media. Because you know that physical media people are hardcore physical media people. If it's something that they like, they will spend money on it, but you have to let them sample it first. Yeah. I think that's a fair expectation at this point, especially now that video stores are gone. Like you can't go to like a mom and pop store and be like, well, I'm going to rent this tape and see if I want to buy an upgrade for a Blu-ray. Streaming is the new video store. You need to make stuff available for people to sample it. Otherwise, they're not going to spend the money to buy it blind. I don't think.
I think one aspect of that also needs to be approached too is theoretically some more of these videos like Vinegar Syndrome keeps doing. These educational short, like 7-minute highlight videos.
Absolutely.
Oscar has done some really great job teaching about restoration.
Fantastic.
The interviews with Steven have been great. The conversations behind the scenes. Lisa's even shown up in 1 or 2 of them. And the ability to show this is what the films are. This is what you can expect. Even if they can't stream, you could show us extended trailers or put out a 7-minute highlight reel of, hey, we're going to release these 5 films or something like that.
Part of the problem there too is like they'll try putting those trailers up on YouTube and they'll get knocked down.
Right. I mean, you don't have to show the explicit bits necessarily. And the hard part is even like Mondo Macabro and Severin have both had whole accounts nuked, and sometimes for trailers that don't have anything explicit in them. There's no way to explain that. So we got to find some way to solve that, and it's larger than us, of course.
Well, I think even for a while there it was Vimeo, but then I've heard people had issues with Vimeo.
Mondo Macabro got banned there too.
Well,
and no warning.
I mentioned Mondo Macabro. We talked about them because, well, they're a good example of a company that put out a couple sex films and they did terrible, and they haven't touched them since.
Yep.
Which is
except
sad
for Cafe
because...
Flesh, which is like a weird exception to the rule, but that doesn't really count. That's something that is like a sex film that people who don't like sex films can like. That's why I don't like Cafe Flesh. I think it's an overrated film that like people who don't like sex films can say they like because it's a safe film to like. But if it's something like a Bushwhacker or a Ravager, where it's a sex film,
right,
and it's hard to justify that if you're trying to not seem like a pervert. That you like these films, that was very upsetting that they only did that one partnership or something weird and it didn't go great. Emmanuel America didn't do great, which is crazy because now the Severin re-released it. Everyone went apeshit when Severin put it out. So I don't know why it wasn't that way when Mondo Macabro put it out.
The hard part here is it extends a lot further than just some of the companies that we're talking about too. It extends to other subgenres. It extends to certain directors. Pink films. How much did we talk about pink films tonight specifically? How they're having this crazy resurgence right now, which is great. I love that it's happening. That being said, there are two companies that both tried their first pink film earlier in 2025. Both TerrorVision and Deaf Crocodile released a pink film each, and they're both pretty great films, pretty great restorations. The extra work on both is pretty incredible. They both sold like shit because pink films were not popular yet. And I believe the limited edition for both of them are still available from both of their websites. And I'm kind of shocked neither one has had like a huge decrease in available units because people aren't running them after everything that has made pink films popular. And I don't know, is Vinegar Syndrome just the only hope to save all this right now? Like, it hurts to say that.
I mean, I think they did good marketing on it as well. Like, I don't know. I don't remember how they marketed like Gushing Prayer, or I don't know if they really pushed the pink aspect of it.
They didn't.
They pushed it more as like an art film. So which it is as well, but it's the marketing, and it also is Vinegar Syndrome. Like, they are known for putting out those that, and they're known for putting out films like with edgier sexual content. So I mean,
those are two very different films than Sato. Or even 100%. The Roma pornos, though.
100%.
Like, and that's something that Chris and Dakota will have talked about on their podcast and stuff. Like, we're talking black and white, kind of artsy fartsy pink films. Very different audience than like the Roman porno, the Sato. So
they're definitely not muscle.
Prayer, I also don't. I don't like Gushing Prayer. I don't think that was the best choice, unfortunately. But I don't know. We talk about that a lot on the podcast, where there is a very heavy sex negativity in the market, which is very interesting to me. And that's something that I guess I would kind of beseech people to kind of self-examine why you're uncomfortable with sex in film. Why are you uncomfortable with nudity in film? And why? And I'll talk about Cafe Flesh again. Cafe Flesh, I will say it again, is a safe choice because it is very anti-sex, anti-porno. It's a safe film because it is not erotic. It is not focused on turning the audience on. Night Dreams, on the other hand, is better than Cafe Flesh visually, but also is sexually arousing. There's nothing wrong with that. So I think we're running into a lot of situations where people are like, well, there's nudity and sex, so that's awkward and weird. Yeah. So that's why I'm interested to see the reaction to Sato. Because, like, for example, Rewind, I think that it's been kind of overlooked that there is like an incestuous relationship and sex scene in that film. And I want to know how people react to that. Because that's not that uncommon for pink film to kind of push the boundaries with taboo and stuff like that. So are people overlooking that in favor of the horror element? It's interesting. It's interesting to see people kind of become much more conservative about sex, which is not. Film fans used to be much more open-minded, and I don't know what happened there. So I don't know what happened there.
A little generational too. I feel like that comes and goes in waves quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm always saying, like, I feel like the pendulum is gonna swing back, but
I hope so.
I don't know. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, I think, and that's something that like Dakota and Chris and I can't keep their names out of my mouth because I love them. But
good.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. There's nothing shameful about watching something that turns you on. Like, there's nothing shameful about that. I don't think that it's. I think there's kind of an expectation of people will say, well, you're a pervert if you like watching women nude in a film, or men nude in a film, or like a beautifully photographed sex scene. It's kind of like, well, it's still cinema. It's just a different kind of cinema that has always had to fight for legitimacy. And I thought we were kind of turning the corner in terms of that legitimacy. Yeah. And now it feels like we're going backwards. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is.
for a real quick aside, I'm almost surprised Pink films this year. It's Vinegar Syndrome, so I shouldn't be surprised. But surprised that they're kind of popular at the moment because not only is this current generation very anti-sex, there's a lot of people in the collectors community right now very anti anything not in English, and for people to be embracing it is nice to see. Oh yeah, like
That's interesting.
if you're reading comment sections, like there's a lot of people very much complaining of Vinegar Syndrome. What they've got 4 films released this month, and 3 are international films in a different language, and I have to read subtitles, and I'm pissed.
Really?
It's so embarrassing.
I haven't heard that, but I would also
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
I also am curious.
Wow.
Like we're talking about, Pink and the Sato set. Like we know the numbers that they're selling.
Right.
We don't know if they're really doing well. Like there's a lot of chatter, but are they actually moving a significant number of units? I don't know. I don't think any of us know.
We won't know unless the slipcover has sold out, and then you'll know.
I mean, I don't know
when
exact
the slipcover
numbers.
sells out, you'll know. Yeah.
But the big thing is if you're like me going through all the communities where people are posting stuff every day, you're seeing a lot of pickup pictures, and you can kind of gauge what most people are picking up. And I would say Sato is probably doing better than a lot of the other Melusine titles. And in some ways, like this is where some of this conversation starts to hurt a little bit, because Vinegar Syndrome, and nothing against them, I understand a couple of the reasons why they had to do it, but before Melusine was its own thing, a lot of the Picorama titles, a lot of the old hardcore things that were they were a part of a subscription, and a lot of people had their eyes open to a lot of this a lot more. And
but a lot of people hated it too.
Agreed.
You know why? Because the Tobolinas. I will never not complain. The Tobolinas glutted the market, and Joe Rubin agrees with me that they put out too much Tobolina. When your mission statement is to give attention to films that deserve attention and have been overlooked, you don't do Tobolinas. You don't do Tobolinas. You do Spinelli. You do Damiano. You do Chuck Vincent. You do, you do Bob Chin. Yeah, you don't do Tobolina. Yeah, Metzger. Yeah, you don't do Tobolina. So I think the fact that people were getting those as part of their subscription, I'm like, well, these are shit. What do you mean, Melusine? What do you mean, Vinegar Syndrome, that these are worth attention? Why are you restoring these from the camera negative? These are terrible. So I think that really, I honestly think that had a negative impact. I will always think that. But then you have something like Sex World. Yeah, I think so, because then they had to move to a separate website because of a credit card processing company.
Well, and even before that, they had to separate the subscription too. There was the option without the adult titles and with the adult titles.
Yes.
And
they had way too many people complaining because and also because they're hardcore. Where are you? If you don't want them, where are you supposed to sell them? Amazon was if you're trying to sell them on Amazon, Amazon's shutting down. You're trying to sell these copies. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of like you're stuck with this shit that you don't want. So I get that. I feel like there should have been probably better quality control there. And yeah, they agree with me. The people at Melusine are going to agree with me. But yeah, then you have stuff like Sex World. It's like and Pretty Peaches has done well. The Roberta Finleys have done well. I mean, the Metzgers have done well. Blonde Ambition. So like they're getting back into like the really quality stuff. But I just worry that because it's so kind of segregated to Melusine, that people are not getting the eyeballs aren't on that stuff that used to be there. And so I am concerned about that. But like like we said on our Q&A episode, that stuff is not going away. And it's because of Joe Rubin and Steve Morowitz. Like, they will not let sex film die because they love sex film. So that is not going anywhere. My concern, though, is that if it's not being viewed by more people and taken seriously by more people as actual cinema, and people aren't seeing it as, like, film, then it's gonna be even more niche than it was, like, 10 years ago.
Well, I think the Mitchell
that's always my
Brothers
big concern.
acquisition should help. Because they are, top tier adult films.
I agree.
So hopefully that, it's not the Tobolina kind of stuff.
Well, I agree with that. I would say the hard part here is, unless you're a fan of adult films already, you've maybe never heard the words Mitchell Brothers and have no idea what that means. So
you would know probably Behind the Green Door, though.
Yeah.
Of course.
That you would know. So, but then again, but then that's like, Behind the Green Door is not as good as Resurrection of Eve, which they just
Right.
announced, which is way better, but doesn't have the household name
Right.
value. So the hope is that people will buy Behind the Green Door, like what they see, and then continue buying the Mitchell Brothers line. I will promote as much as I can,
Same.
but it's tough because people, I think there's I don't know, it is a generational thing. I think I agree with you, but it's I'm just hoping that that like Gentry says, that it'll swing back the other way and people will be like,
Of course.
sex is great. There's something liberating about sex films. Like when I did my series in anthology here in New York, I know people that I met through those screenings who literally became more confident in their sexuality, who became more open-minded about sex, about discussing sex, about about acknowledging that sex is joyful and pleasurable, and like when it's captured in cinema, it's gorgeous. And I feel like that's lost now. Which is kind of sad, but
I mean, the reality is we've heard the term representation thrown around about things for the trans identity, for racial identity, for all these other things, for same-sex marriages and relationships. All that is true. But even just the basic idea of sex being represented, that is an important aspect of all of this, for people to understand that sex is normal, that everybody wants. Well, not everybody wants to have sex. There's asexuals, of course, but most people that are out there are not asexual and prefer to have some sort of sex, and we should be able to speak about it and see it. And the countries where it's more normalized, that is less of a taboo and less restricted. And when you're segregating this, so the idea of less people seeing them as a problem because it's on the other site and all that stuff for Vinegar Syndrome is true. It's also true in the fact that less people stumbling on them means less money going into it, which means after a while, they simply can't keep doing them. They have to sell to be able to put more of them out. And so it hurts the whole industry in a way if it's not doing well.
Right. Well, and have you had Joe on the show, Joe Rubin on the show? I don't think you would hate me saying this, but Joe is the kind of guy who loves these movies. I've known Joe since he was a teenager, when he was when he was jailbait and should not have been watching these movies or talking to anybody. I've known him since MySpace, when he was 16 years old and talking to me about this stuff. And he's really it's been such a great glow up to watch him blow up with this company. But he's the kind of person who would put his own money into a project to make sure that it gets put out. If it meant that the company wasn't going to make money on it, he would still vouch for it.
Agreed.
And so that's why, and Steven, same thing. Steven has always done that. Steven has put his money on the line for a lot of these titles because they love the films. And so that's why, if there's a constant in this, in restoring these films and releasing them, it will be those two. It'll be Joe and Steven. I think other and honestly, and Lisa too. I mean, Lisa's still trying to get these films released. She's making deals with everybody. I think that the challenge is whether these companies are going to continue taking the risk. So that's why I'm hoping that the Kino releases, like with Sexploitation and Raw Love and the other stuff that they're going to be doing. Spoiler alert: there's more stuff coming. I'm hoping that stuff makes money.
Right.
Well, and even if not, I mean, there's always going to be the Mark Murrays that are churning this stuff out.
That's
for
true.
The love of the game,
True.
So
that's true.
The reality is, it's not just Joe and Steven. There are a lot of people in the industry that do love these. It's just they can't put the risk into them that Vinegar Syndrome can, truly.
Right. And see, that's the thing. Vinegar Syndrome, for example, I think that was something they announced with the Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. They announced they have a 40-picture deal with Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So that's great. That's good money. That's going to be major titles.
Yep.
That money is Melissa's under Vinegar Syndrome. So any money that's coming in for that It's going to be distributed.
I hope
So,
Garbage
you
Pail
know.
Kids sells it like hotcakes.
Terrible. Now Troll 2, I hope that sells like hotcakes. But not Garbage Pail Kids is unwatchable, unfortunately, I think. But yeah, like they're taking risks with major studios, but they're also taking major risks and still releasing multiple sex films a month, like a year. Like, and not just the Pink Line, they have, I keep teasing it, they'll announce it I think next month. They have a major distribution deal with like a major adult film distributor. They have major titles coming that are X-rated titles. And that's a big deal, you know? So, you know, if they weren't making money on this, or if they didn't care about these movies, they wouldn't be doing that.
That's true.
So I hope Severin would get back into their original bread and butter.
They've done a few. They've done a few.
They have, but they're one of the only companies that's been able to deal with Carmen Novak.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, give me Kiss Me Quick.
Right.
Give me the Mad Butcher. Give me the Toy Box. You know, like there are horror adjacent titles that they could probably do from the Novak library that are a little safer that they could probably do. I would love it. I would love them to do that. So,
well, and we got a couple Cressies from them over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yes. Which are risky, to be honest. Hotspur and the Scavenger is not slam dunks. So I'm really glad they restored those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on their last podcast episode, they teased more Meyer sounds like is likely coming.
Let me tell you, I better be getting Common Law Cabin.
Yeah, right.
And honestly, I'm telling you right now, David Gregory, if you're listening, email me. I want to do a commentary because we know where I found Babette Bardot.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what Babette Bardot is up to? We talked about it on our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Amazing. Let's see what else. What about some of the more niche subgenres within the sexploitation that have like no releases coming out? There's quite a few. There's only like a handful of nudie cuties over the last decade that have gotten proper restoration work and releases.
Yeah, I mean, Kino's done a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're scratching the surface on that. And there have been a few from ACFA, like they did a Tales of a Salesman that was nudie cutie.
That was like that was like a bonus film.
Right.
It was
just kind of thrown on.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. That's true. Well, we
there's
both love the country. We love the country. We love the Southern Fried Sex and Novak.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are deep cuts. Those are
just
tough.
a matter of getting
those
them
are
away
tough
from.
to sell.
Yeah, it's getting that Novak thing figured out.
Yeah. I mean, about other subgenres. We get roughies pretty regularly, which is good because I think roughies have a nice crossover to like people who like film noir or horror. Roughies are kind of sexploitation horror adjacent. So you can see something like Confessions of a Psycho Cat or the Flesh trilogy, and there's appeal there to people who aren't necessarily looking for sex films. I'm trying to think of nudist camp movies. We don't. Do we need more nudist camp movies? Probably not.
Which Kino's done a couple of those too.
And
yes, they have.
VC, who did Raw Ones? I can't remember.
VCI. Yeah, we don't talk about them.
They have the John Lamb stuff, which is
they need. Well, it sucks.
While talking about this tonight, somebody has already DM'd me about the Raw Ones, and I'm not kidding, literally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I hate.
I mean, Raw Ones is like
they bought that kit and caboodle, so they own that in perpetuity.
Yeah, it's an important film. It's the first nudist camp film to show pickles and beaver. But
very early too. Yeah.
Again, in our dream scenario, that would get like a nice release with like context and a good audio commentary talking about this historical stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, that's not happening.
And not an upscaled. Not an upscale transfer VCI, which apparently seems to be your thing. That's kind of the bummer about the John Lamb stuff because it's been split up. Because Vinegar Syndrome has, I think, the hardcore stuff. Like they have Sexual Liberty Now, and the Sam Dobbs movies, which were with After Hours, and then they have to have some few others, I think. But then VCI has the rest, like Delinquent Schoolgirls, and Farmer's Other Daughter and a few other things. But that was the wrong place for those to go, unfortunately.
Agreed.
Yeah, Klon in the chat, said Toy Box. Of course, Toy Box is a slam.
Toy Box is so good
because it's horror. It's haunted house, basically. Yeah,
I could see it doing well.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's Ushi. It's Usha getting felt up by bed sheets. It's it's an ending out of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like it's Toy Box is perfect. I don't know why. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe Severin is coming out with it in 2026. I would love that. I would love if they got Ron Garcia to talk about it.
Yeah.
And Kiss Me Quick, don't even get me started on Kiss Me Quick. Like, that is so good. And a restoration of that from the negative, like, the colors pop in that. It's
right. What was
gorgeous
the deal
movie.
with House on Bear Mountain? I thought that there was something holding that up.
That is with...
Oh, can we talk about that?
Do we name names on this?
We're pretty deep into
There's
like
a certain filmmaker who made a film called Neon Demon. Who owns a lot of these films, who has put his name on a lot of shit that he had nothing to do with.
A lot of stuff, yeah.
I'm not a fan. Will never be a fan. Basically built his entire reputation as an expert on these films on Jimmy McDonough's back, essentially. He has a lot of these films through a terrible deal that he made with another distributor. And he just restored these films, but he's not putting them out.
He doesn't want to put them on physical.
He doesn't want to put them out. Yeah. He's not making deals with any studios, so he has
live on his garbage website that is impossible
that are
to
sitting around.
Yeah.
Can't stand him. Sue me.
Yeah,
I dare you.
I mean, maybe that'll be
take what I have.
Maybe eventually some of that stuff will be released from whatever this contract is, but yeah, he's got some good stuff there.
I mean,
we haven't even mentioned the Olga films is a Diamond.
Those are with him.
I mean, that would be a release of the year type thing if they bundled those together. Yeah, Olga films would be.
Fancy Tramp is with him. All the Dillberries are with him. Jeez. Which is like Sexploitation masterpieces. Those are so crazy and good. So I mean, and that's...
stay tuned. We might be talking about a deal. Well,
yes, we will. Well, we will. Yes, we have another Sexploitation episode coming up. Yeah. But it kind of goes back to that thing we talked about, which is access. If you're gonna have access, if you're gonna restore these films and have them hoarded and preserve them, if you're not gonna make them available to people, then you're just like a hoarder with an expensive habit. I feel like it's your duty to make them available to people. Otherwise, I don't know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
I agree, Bruce. And Mondo Keyhole, Bruce Holacek, that Mondo Keyhole is such a missed opportunity. I agree. Great movie. It's a Jack Hill movie. How do you fumble a Jack Hill movie on Blu-ray?
Yeah, because they just upscaled it and they lied to people and said it was like
trashed it out there.
Yeah, Ryan, I remember it was on the show. You were like, "Oh, I'm so excited! I got the Mondo Keyhole. It's a 4K."
And then the reveals came out. Yeah,
and then I was like, "I don't think you know that it's actually." Yeah. No.
Well, and that was the thing is when you are talking about these films that have not been treated right, and suddenly anybody's like, "We got a 4K restoration," and you like. At first, at least, you kind of have to take that at face value, unless it's unless it's somebody like a few other names that have lied many times about things like that. And with VCI, it's weird because VCI has so many different lanes that they've driven in over the years, and some of them are very well taken care of. Some of them are actually properly done, and VCI as a whole has some a very interesting catalog. You can find some great stuff in there. And so for a moment, you kind of have to just trust them. And then you get the product and go, oh.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, also because you have other companies that are telling you they're doing these restorations. You're like, oh, okay, so everyone's on board and they're all doing the same thing. And that just is not the case.
Right.
Unfortunately. It hurts my heart. Like, I want a new Delinquent Schoolgirls, and I want to get Sharon Kelly for a commentary because she has good stories about that movie.
Right.
Doing the kung fu and stuff like that.
Yes, I love that scene.
Yeah, it's fun, but VCI isn't going to do it any justice, which is a bummer because it's just it's just one of those things where the cards fall where they do, and it's.
Well, and the guy in the chat said, 90s erotic thrillers, like, there is There's so much stuff that still hasn't been touched. People talk about like running out of releases at some point. It's like, not really. No.
Well, 90s erotic thrillers, I talked about briefly on our most recent episode, where a lot of stuff that was in the 90s may have been shot on film, but it was edited on tape.
Yes.
Right.
So you're not going to get a restoration of this. If it went straight to video, a lot of those producers were editing on video. So there's only a master tape of it.
Yeah.
You can't do a negative restoration because there
But
is
even
no
that,
negative.
like marketed the right way, like people would still buy it if it's bundled up with some others, and it's just like, yeah, you're getting
you have to market it correctly.
Yeah, you're getting the
package it correctly.
video transfer, but you're getting in the sexy bundle. They're all on one disc.
Don't get me started on SVHS transfers on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I know.
They do not belong on Blu-ray.
I disagree. I think that
disagree too.
Blu-ray is just a volume. You can fit more on it. It's not necessarily about quality. Maybe
not to mention
Blu-ray Blu-ray is about quality. That's the entire point. If it's SVHS, put it out on DVD.
Blu-rays also
format. Yeah.
Blu-rays also are more able to withstand damage, so I would prefer Blu-ray anyways.
True.
Oh, really?
That is true.
Yeah,
yes,
Blu-rays are less. They're more scratch resistant than DVDs.
Yes, they are. That's true. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, honestly, I mean, we talked about this with Alex. I'll mention it. We know that there's SVHS transfers and stuff, that there are film elements and sometimes negatives available.
A lot of those, theoretically, they could take that and re-edit now the camera. And if things sold well, companies Vinegar Syndrome, look at what they just did to Dirty Work. If something is going to do well, you can take the time and the energy and the resources and put it in. The hard part, like we started off saying, is this industry specifically, at the moment, does not support that. And that's the sort of thing. If you're going to pour time and energy and lots of human resources into, they have to sell. They have to.
Yes. Well, the big example I can think of is Sweet Savage 2, which Sweet Savage was, an Ann Savage hardcore movie that Aldo Ray was in and won a Best Actor award at the AFAA, which is crazy. But there was a sequel that was shot in the 80s, never released, never edited. It all exists in negative only. So I'm just like, well, you could do it. Vinegar Syndrome could do a New York Ninja and edit this together and create it and release it for the first time ever. But it's a hardcore film. Right. So what's the benefit of that? They can't it's not like New York Ninja where they can put it on Tubi. They can distribute it like in repertory theaters as a restoration of something that's fun. 80s,
play it on TCM. That's where I saw New York Ninja was on TCM.
Right, exactly. It can't be on TCM midnight because it's a hardcore film. So yeah, it is. I know that Joe really wanted that stuff for obvious reasons, but it's kind of one of those things like, what can we do with it? It's not going to make any money. Yeah, so
Yeah, the problem with the AGFA put out that drug, I can't remember what they called it, the drug compilation.
The drug scare films.
Yeah, it's the one with like Alice in Astroland, or...
Well, I guess...
I remember what you're saying, yeah.
It had Help Wanted Female on there. We love Help Wanted Female.
Which we know exists in film.
It does exist, but they put the S video on there, and it's just like, down the road, if someone did want to put the film, scan that film, people are going to bitch because they're like, well, I already bought it. It's like, I'm not going to double dip, but it's like, so it's kind of like you burnt that bridge already. So it's like, it's out.
That movie's worth an upgrade though.
It is though.
That movie is so good. Well, that's John Hayes' best sex movie, honestly.
This is happening more and more. I mean, in the last month, there was a partner label release that was announced that was only off of like an IP or an old film print, and another label was going after the film at the same time and just found the negative. And now, because that label has access to the negative, there's no way to release it again for at least 5 years. And by then, are they going to be able to put the money into it? Are they going to be able to sell it again? Because people had access to it for 5 years and just bought it. Why would they spend the money on it again? It's
Unless
a crazy,
it's like significantly upgraded. Yeah.
Well, and even then, being able to say, "Here's a 4K," might not be enough for a lot of people, and that's a lot of money to invest.
And another example I can think of that is the Sarno movie, which is not even a good Sarno movie, which is All the Sins of Sodom.
Yeah.
Which Vinegar Syndrome had access to the camera negatives. After Hour Cinema had like a clean print, and they released a double feature with Vibrations.
Right.
Vinegar Syndrome released it on its own with I think Michael Bowen was interviewed, but that's it. So it's kind of like, well, which is the better value? You get
Right.
2 movies on one release, or you get a transfer from the camera negative with a historian's input.
Right.
So yeah, and over that movie, it's just kind of like, pick a better movie to have conflicting releases over. But yeah. Yeah, no, Bruce mentions I really like The Hard Road, and the blue is literally a downgrade for my 25-year-old DVD. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, yeah, that release is like you're buying it. If you're gonna buy it, you're buying it to like do the drive-in mode. It's like for that experience to, you're getting that fun AGFA experience.
Sure. But for what price?
As opposed to like the cleanest looking, scan and all that.
But what's the price?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Triple features from something weird would come out for like $20.
Yeah.
And now we have a Blu-ray that's coming out for $30.
$30
from an SVHS and not a film transfer, which was the Image DVD were film transfers. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do that from SVHS, you need to drop the price. The price needs to be rock bottom. Because if you're getting something that, for example, I had the DVD-R of Tales of a Salesman. From the negative, it's on Blu-ray from a print. I'm holding on to that DVD-R, and I would hope that the Blu-ray is cheaper. Because it's a downgrade. So it's kind of, it's I think the pricing probably needs to be re-examined. If you're doing just SVHS, I think it shouldn't be more than $20, honestly.
Well, and there's a
maybe
lot of
with the slipcover, but yeah,
there's a lot of problems lately too. I mean, so many of these, not to pick on AGFA, but they're one that's gotten some negative feedback. Things like subtitles have been messed up lately, and that is hurting people's trust in some of these labels because it's very clearly like AI recognition subtitles or
God. Okay, we started on AI. Okay.
Yeah.
Not
Stuff
good.
like that
That's
is
why,
rough.
That's why I shout out Dino at Vinegar Syndrome. Dino takes his subtitles very seriously. So Vinegar Syndrome subtitles, and he didn't. I think that there used to be a different subtitles person. The subtitles have gotten better now that he's doing them because he takes it so seriously. Yeah, you need a good subtitling person for sure.
Yeah.
Like a person, not AI. Yeah.
Oh man. Any other conversation topics on the sex films? Because I know you guys said you had some questions. Were there other points you were going to bring up, or have we covered
Gentry
most
definitely
of it?
has questions.
Nah. I mean, I just want to say, we sound a little downer, I think, but I'm still.
It's because we're all passionate about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we
that's
just
kind of
want
what it
the
is.
best, and we care maybe too much sometimes, but I'm still high on the future. Again, like Kino Lorber's getting into some more 60s stuff.
Yeah.
There's still some really exciting stuff coming from Melusine and Dystropix in 2026 with some big names again. So there's good stuff. Obviously, we have like favorites that were like sad still are not being treated properly.
You got to stump for them still.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So
like we'll never stop saying we need All American Girl on Blu-ray. We need All American Girl, and Vinegar Syndrome has it.
Yeah.
So let's go. What's the problem?
So I mean,
we need the All American films, please, for God's sake.
That's
we need,
part of the
at
reason
very
we do
least,
this podcast
Yeah.
is like to hopefully like put some stuff on certain people's radar, and
Yes.
maybe Casey needs to bother Joe a little bit more. And
Joe doesn't listen to me. Steven listens to me.
yeah,
Joe's done. Listen,
Yeah.
when I told Joe not to release Intimate Lessons and he still did it, I knew that we were done. There was no way he was going to listen to me anymore if he's going to put out Intimate Lessons as a single release with no extras. Far gone. But yeah, he'll do whatever he wants, which is fine. He still has generally good taste, so he knows what he's doing when he schedules stuff. But yeah, Steven, I can text Steven. Steven's like the one-man show over there. Steven is basically doing everything at Melusine and Dystropix.
He is wild.
Yes.
And like I
he
said,
he doesn't sleep. I'm worried about him because he will work like 22-hour days and then just sleep in a cot and then go back to work. I'm just like, no, delegate work to other people. You are going to lose your mind, and you have a family. So I'm always worried about Steven. I love Steven to death.
I like him
but
being
I'm
the
always
face
worried.
now, the face of the company. But you can delegate some stuff, and you can be the CEO.
Yeah. I try to help where I can, but even then, there's only so much I can do. Yeah.
Well, and that's why I appreciate you guys so much, because genuinely, and this, for some that are already in, this might sound silly, and honestly, for some on the outside, this might sound silly, but literally just talking about these films sometimes can be enough. You get certain people interested, and then when they hear the name on the podcast 8 times, like right now, if somebody heard that Kiss Me Quick was getting a release, they could be like, oh my God, I've heard Casey say that title 817 times, which means I'm going to buy it because I recognize that Casey loves that movie.
Why do you think I keep mentioning Miss Infet Zappin? Because because we want to be on that commentary, but also I want them to prioritize that and make sure they get that.
So we mention a lot. We mention Sarno in like every episode.
Yep.
I bring up Pamela You Are a lot.
Yeah, you kind of do. For how obscure that movie is, that's super obscure. Yeah,
masterpiece. I love that movie.
Like, there's still so much stuff that is, when Lisa discontinued the DVD-R, there's stuff that just you cannot find anywhere unless Casey is ripping it from a DVD-R for me to watch.
Which I've had to do.
So,
or it's on Cult Picks. I mean, Cult Picks is really good about releasing.
We haven't even mentioned Cult Picks this whole time.
Not even a single time.
Cult Picks has been great.
Cult Picks has really been digging deep into the library. They just put out, what did they put out that I was so excited about? Marina and Jennifer.
Yeah.
And is Una on there?
Yes, Una was up. Yeah,
and Love Me Please just came out. Love Me Please is Linda Boyce. Like, they are digging deep into the archives and releasing the stuff that was only ever on VHS and DVD-R.
But the sad thing is, Lisa tells us, like, most of the stuff that they're putting up there is stuff that's like is not scheduled to be released on physical anytime soon. So it's like you see something you love on Cult Picks, you're like, oh well, it's great that I can watch it on here, but damn, I wish this was getting a release.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I love my physical media. I mean, during COVID, that's what I did. Something weird. They were winding down, and I sent Lisa. I sent Lisa massive orders. I was like, "Send me everything." But I also was like, "If it's easier, just send me the discs and the artwork. Don't worry about Amrays." So I still have stuff that's sitting around in piles that are just discs and artwork, no cases. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm just like, I just need it before I know you're going to stop. So I need everything that you have. So yeah, there's still stuff I haven't watched from like the 60s and 70s.
That's my hope, is so many of these people can now discover what Something Weird was and like follow the releases that are coming out. The hard part though is, for those that were not following the archive that Something Weird had, it is so easy to just be like, oh, they had an archive. No, they had an archive, like capital A, holy shit, they have so much stuff.
Yeah, and Lisa's still trying to get rid of some of it.
Yeah.
Trying to clean
out.
But
there is something that, I mean, that is something that I keep hoping that will happen with like releases of these films, or even like Cult Picks or things like that. Like, I want new audiences to discover like Gigi Darlene and Uta Erickson and Linda Boyce and Ushi and like Christine Murray and like the Barbara Mills, like these stars of sexploitation that like people of a certain generation from a couple years ago, they were all over the place in Something Weird catalogs, but now they're still kind of very niche. And so I'm hoping that people will discover them and maybe discover new favorite people, like and not be very. Well, I would just hope they wouldn't be judgmental about the fact that a lot of these women are famous because they were like nude and everything, They're
famous because they're beautiful. I mean, that's the history of film.
Right.
That's true.
Yes. Well, that's true. I mean, we have people like Gina Harlow and Marlene Dietrich and like, all sorts of people that were famous because they were Pola Negri going down to the silent thing. Yeah, they're famous because they were. Yes. Yeah. Right. So yeah, a lot of people that are famous because they're beautiful. But the beauty of sexploitation is that you can also discover people that are beautiful, but they're also really talented. Like when you think about how these films were shot in very limited schedules of shoots, not always the best scripts. And then you have someone like Linda Boyce, who is just able to command the camera and just convey so much with like a look or like an eyebrow arch or, you know, just like a look over the shoulder. Like that is acting. Like that is performance. That is characterization. And so, and people like Ushi too, like she's just having a blast, you know.
Right.
Zisha Darlene, we talked about in Hot Nights on the Campus, like she commits to a movie that was shot in 2 days with a character that goes through so much in that movie. I mean, you know, she sleeps with like 3 men and then gets pregnant and has to seek out an abortion and shot in 2 days. Yeah, so that's something that I hope that I will continue, that people will discover these women, because the women are really kind of it for sexploitation. And not just because they did nudity, because they developed personas. I mean, and there are people that you want to keep seeing in these films because there is something that's very endearing and very welcoming about them. You love seeing them. It's like seeing a family member after a while. It's just, you know, it becomes very familiar and
don't
comforting.
Sleep on the men completely. I mean, I
There's
feel
some
like
great
John,
ones.
John Alderman. We haven't done anything for him yet. I feel like
I do love John Alderman.
That would be a really fascinating episode to talk about John Alderman, or like a Larry Hunter, who I think is fantastic. I don't know if you're as crazy about him as I am. But...
Well, I think the difference is that I mean, the men were never hired because they were attractive.
No,
So
but that allows them to do some like interesting things, though, like from an actor perspective.
Well, that's why like not everyone is into like. I'm probably the one man William Rotsler fan club.
I like that.
And like, and Foreman Shane, I don't think anybody's lusting up for Foreman Shane like I am, or Patrick Wright. Like we all have our favorites, but like they're not cast because they're sexy. You love Lucky Cargo, I don't know why, but yeah, like there are definitely regular men in this genre, but it really is a genre for women about the women,
right?
You know, and they're not always cast in like. I think that the idea that sexploitation is about like subjugating women and exploiting women. It's kind of like adult cinema. It's like, no, the women are the centerpiece. Like this genre would not work without the women. It's not about subjugating them or humiliating them. It's really about amplifying them and making them, you know, the centerpiece. You're excited to see them.
Not to glaze too much, but that's another reason why I love Sin Syndicate. I mean, Casey, you have such a history with all this stuff. When you are, especially when it's somebody that you've loved for decades, there's so much on the podcast that you can hear. You know, even you're talking about one of their films and then talk about the star and what she did after the film. And those stories are always incredibly interesting because it affects somebody's life so much. But I mean, to hear, she went into, there was somebody, I don't remember who you were talking about, that she was in real estate for like 50 years after it. And it was like, that's cool. Like, can't imagine, like, she must have been great at that. That's awesome.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, the stories are interesting. And then, you know, because I've been trying to contact these women for years, is like some of them are happy to talk about it, others aren't.
Right.
But and I've said this on the podcast too, it's like these women never expected these movies to ever come back. Video was not a thought. These movies they thought these movies are going to be in theaters, out of theaters. Never
a week or two
come back.
Sometimes.
Yeah, never come back to haunt me. I'm not credited under my real name, nothing. And then along come historians talking to the directors and the producers who tell them real names, and then they find them. And then it's kind of like, why are you bothering me about these movies where I like took my top off? You know? So it's like
from 35 years ago,
Exactly. Yeah, well, even if they didn't do hardcore, they're kind of like, well, why would you want to talk about this? Like, I did it as a lark, as a young girl. Like, there's nothing interesting about these movies. Then it becomes about explaining why they're important, why they're interesting, why their stardom has kind of lived on in the video era. And some women are receptive to it, and others aren't. You know.
And the researchers within this field are passionate, like as you can hear
exhaustive
from our show, but there are other people like Bruce and Alex and
yeah, for sure,
lots of people. I'm not going to try to shout at everybody, but
Pete Toombs.
Pete does some
But
it's Michael Bowen. Michael Bowen is I mean, Michael Bowen's interviewed a few people that I would love to interview, but like Sheba Britt and a lot of Sarno Wishman people. So but not Chesty Morgan though. I don't think he's interviewed Chesty Morgan. who I think is still alive. She was down in Florida, Republican, by the way, and married to married
They're
to
in Florida.
a
They usually are.
yeah, but I mean, come on. She was married to I think he was a coach or a manager of a baseball team, so she did pretty well. And there was an article about her in some Florida magazine, which of course is now impossible to find on the internet. But I found there's actually an interview with her on YouTube from like a radio show she did in the 70s, and it's really crazy to hear her real voice because it's very thick
yeah.
Polish accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just imagine that voice like yelling back at Doris Wishman because Doris is yelling at her because she showed up late on the set, and it's like I had to shop for my furs or whatever. Yeah, so yeah,
those two dueling accents, New York versus
yes,
Yep.
New York versus Polish, exactly.
Well, any other stone to overturn before we call it a night?
No, we're excited about
think
this
so.
antenna thing that's coming out.
I know, I saw that, and I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna be an exciting week. Thanks for coming on, guys. It's been something I've been looking forward to for months, literally. We first talked about this ages ago.
That's true.
Don't play favorites, Ryan.
I try not to.
Even though, hey, we didn't even mention we were the number one podcast on your list. I forgot.
I didn't do it. Yeah, I've been shouting that out a lot.
Yeah. That's right. And then Two in the Pink, it was number 2.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Which is like our sister podcast. Like, you know, we have our own chat with them. Like I think we talk to them every day. Do we not, Gentry?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, there's always something to talk about with them.
So, well, and that's the thing too. We both are very similar, like our team and the Pinku team, because we're trying to get this stuff out there and seen by more people. So we've been making our own different, but simultaneously making connections with it, with labels and stuff. And so we chat about our attempts to make connections and stuff like that, and hopefully we can do more of that.
We're all for very pro sex cinema as well.
Oh, that too.
Like we're kind of tired of the sex negativity. We're just kind of like, no, this is great. This is I love seeing this. I love seeing sex photographed beautifully. I mean,
to close it out, I guess, but like, sex films are not just about like being aroused. It's about interesting movies. These are interesting movies to watch.
Absolutely.
Especially compared to what you'll find on Netflix. Like, that's why I think that there's still like a pendulum swing that might happen where people realize like, okay, if there was a streaming option to easily see this stuff like there is for Netflix, people would enjoy them because they are fun to watch, So that's my.
By the way, Cult Pick's only what, $5.99 a month, I think, for anybody looking to access.
That's a good deal for as much as they have.
I'm a yearly. I just paid the flat year.
Yeah, which I think is only like $50 at this point.
Oh, that's the way to go for sure. Yeah. That's cheaper than Criterion Channel for a year.
Yeah.
It's true.
Although they should just give me a free subscription at this point.
I would agree.
Or sponsor the podcast. Look at that.
Yes.
Yeah, we've talked to them a bit. We might try to do some fun stuff. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, I love them. But I've been a fan of Club Super 8 forever. So yeah,
they're doing good stuff over there in Sweden.
Amazing. All right, gents.
Swedish stuff.
Thanks, Ryan.
Everybody, please go subscribe to Sin Syndicate if you haven't, and not just the podcast. Go check out the Patreon, because if you love this stuff and you want the enriching background information that can't be delivered in an audio form, you need to be able to see all this visually. And that's the way. I mean, you guys are putting what, like 5 posts a week out, something like that.
I guess.
For some weeks,
we do the show notes and we do images. And sometimes we do some bonus magazine articles and stuff. So, yep.
Actually, before we go, I will ask Gentry, do you have any episodes of our show that you would actually recommend people check out first? Ooh. I would say do not check out the first one first. I think that's not great. I think we've really gotten better over time.
I don't know.
But
probably just go with the Lisa one.
Gentry?
Everybody seems to love the Lisa one, so.
The Lisa one's good. I would say the Tony Orlando one with Alex Santo is good. I would say that our Kiss Me Quick episode is good. Our Sassy Sue episode is good. I'm trying to think of ones that I listen to because I like listening back to them because I like me hanging out with Gentry.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, yeah. So,
which is funny because I was just thinking about that, like looking at our schedule coming up, and I'm like, oh, we don't have like a me and Casey episode for a little while here, but we'll get there. And it'll feel like coming home a bit.
Throw a bonus episode.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Well, yeah, because I think Sassy Sue we did because we both were into talking about the Harry Novaks, and it was like nobody else is going to want to talk about these.
And John Toll. So... we both love John Toll.
We both love John Toll. Yeah, there's every once in a while ones that Gentry are like, we're going to talk about this. All American Girl with Patrick Crane is a good episode. Actually, the one with the Two and the Pinku guys is great. That's a very unhinged episode because we talk about a lot of crazy shit.
One of our most listened to episodes. That's up
Not
there.
surprised.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah. So there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, it's definitely a show that I'm definitely proud of it. It's something that I went in with hesitation because of
it was this random
previous
Gentry
experience.
guy.
Yeah, I was like, I guess we can do this podcast, Gentry, and then it really, I don't trust a lot of people very easily. So Gentry, I love Gentry. So and Alex too. I mean, we have a really good community, and we have so many good Patreons and people we talk to who are regular listeners. So it's such a great community that's built up around this stuff.
We've built such a great community, and not even a year yet. And this could have totally bombed. Like Casey and I could have just like not really worked together well, or whatever. But it is what it is.
And here we are.
Here we are.
I know. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. The chat has been
guys.
awesome tonight. Clearly, there's a lot of people that love the stuff in the chat. Bruce, thanks for hanging out and giving your opinion all night. Bruce, I got to get you on here for one of these episodes.
Yeah, you really do, because I will tell you. Well, Bruce, I've loved Bruce forever. Like, I've known him for years and years. So yeah.
I think he and I have talked about it a couple times, but it needs to happen already. Again, go subscribe to the Patreon for Sin Syndicate and the podcast. Lots of cool stuff coming up. On that note, thanks, guys, and we'll see you all next Thursday. Have a good one. Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share with someone else that may appreciate this.